And yet you still voted for the orange man. No.
I'm not Trey.
Welcome to Puro Pinche Sports. I'm your host, Jose Garza, and Jeff is telling us how he voted for Trump. So whatever terror problems happens to you, it's on Jeff D. Lujan. You can find him at 717 Houston Road in Houston, Texas.
Yeah, I'm
Oh
here.
wow, not dropping Addies.
I don't even know if that's a real address.
Um, hey, that shit sound real to me. I was like, damn.
You think I'm privileged to that information? You think I got that shit?
Hey, you might, bro. Ain't no telling.
That's crazy. But I mean,
Damn.
guys, welcome. I mean, we're here to talk about what happened yesterday. Obviously, the NBA draft lottery has become its own celebration in its own way, or its own chaos, if however you want to
Mhm.
put what happened yesterday. Um, but before we get started, let's go back to an old tradition we haven't gotten into lately. I want to hear y'all sports takes of the week. What good things? What happened in life? What did you enjoy watching, or what move event or whatever? Tell me, guys. Tell me what's happened the last week for y'all.
Um, well, it was Mother's Day weekend, so um, that was pretty. That was good. I mean, I had a good, celebrating my mother-in-law and dad, and Addison. He's coming up towards the end of the baseball season, so it's getting uh, it's getting pretty good. I mean, he's grown a lot since the beginning of the year, so growth in kids is always good.
Well, he was a soccer player to start the year. Now he's a baseball player. So who knows? Maybe he'll be a boxer by the end of the year.
I don't know, man. He's got to figure something out.
What about you, Jeff?
Nah, I've been enjoying that Knicks and Boston series. I've been watching that one. Like surprisingly, like I usually don't watch too much of the Eastern Conference, but that series has been real. Like, it's been good, right? And then with Steph Curry getting hurt, that kind of ruined that series. They say he's not going to come back for Game 5. I do want to watch the game tonight, but for sure I've been watching the Knicks and Boston, and that has been the most exciting innings of games. And yeah, Tatum went down. But before he went down, that was going to be a pretty close game. It looks like Brown's on one leg, right? He's not really doing much. Uh, Tatum was finally having a game. He might have won that game, and then he just goes down, right, and it's over. But before that, it was the best series going on, and man, it's been real good games, right? So that's what I've been watching.
Nice, nice. What about you, James?
Um, I agree with Jeff, man. That Knicks Boston series it's been pretty elite. Like, um, I really it's like that's the one that's kind of has my attention the most. Once Curry got hurt, it was over for them. So I would just go with Knicks Boston because it's good to see like that rivalry, the Knicks tradition, the fan base heating up. You know what I'm saying? They starting to believe that they have a chance. You know what I'm saying? So that's mine right there.
No, nice, nice. UFC fight nights this past weekend. Fun shit. Good new champion out there creating chaos for sport of MMA. So good shit there. Let me just bring it up just for everybody. I don't know if everyone's a baseball fan or not, but Alex, I just want to get your public answer. Like, how do you feel about Pete Rose finally being reinstated on this shit? He can qualify for Hall of Fame and all that stuff now that post mortem.
So yeah, if you check out our baseball pod, ninth inning stretch, we talked about it last week, and we're already we knew this it was gonna come, but we're talking about like it's more it's to me it's kind of like a petty um, way of getting him in now because now that he passed away, he should have been in a long time ago. But I get it. And, uh, some of the stuff he did is not called for in baseball, but I mean everybody gambles now, so
Yeah.
uh, I mean he wasn't gambling on the games he played in, uh, but dude, that dude was a slugger, and he should he's it just sucks that he wasn't here to see himself get into the Hall of, or see himself potentially get into the Hall of Fame. He's going to get into the Hall of Fame.
But do y'all
Who we
think
talking
that's
about?
Pete Rose?
Here, baseball player.
Oh, I know who he is.
So basically, James, like he was banned from being in the Hall of Fame or whatever while he was
Oh yeah, for
alive.
gambling.
Yeah, and now today the MLB commissioner announced today that he can go ahead and be reinstated. He can be qualified for the Hall of Fame because his punishment was lifted now that he's dead. Do you think that's a
Wow.
fair like punishment or like fair thing?
In my honest opinion, I think you give flowers while people are living.
Exactly.
Um, but I think what death does to people is it kind of gives that remorse or that I feel sorry or like it makes people come to grips with who people really were outside of the ugly that the world sees them for. Um, and it's sad to see, but most people only think that way after somebody's gone. Um, because I guarantee you right now, Jeff isn't the only Kobe hater that there was. Like outside of his death, you know what I mean. A lot of people did not like him because of who he was. You know what I mean. I feel the same sentiments with Jordan. People love Jordan for his game, but for the person that he is, they kind of dislike how shallow and quiet and standoffish he is. A lot of people say he's a rude prick, he's a jerk, this, that, and the third. But
Yeah.
you know what I mean? If he died today, the world it'll be a MJ logo everywhere. So,
But
um,
think about like Pete Rose is like some young people don't really like know the game, so they only know like Alex Rodriguez and all them because they're big names, right? But Pete Rose, like think about like Alex Rodriguez, David Ortiz, Ken Griffey. Like if they were getting to slumps, they were calling Pete, for pointers. So like those greats, they're calling, you know, Pete Rose, and he
yeah,
was.
and then not a lot of people know. Not a lot of people know. Like baseball historians. I'm not saying I'm one that do, but I grew up in a household that followed baseball. My father followed baseball. He was a Braves fan. He loved David Justice. My mom was a Braves fan. Like she was one of those Houston fans. Like my brother he was a Atlanta fan. I just so happened to just like Boston. I fell in love with Nomar Garcia Parra, weird ass swing, and that whole fucking roster of people kind of playing the video game. So that's how I learned who people was and then begin to follow. But baseball is a sport where you really have to sit down and you have to know the roots and the ground roots of it. Like you said, a lot of people only know these big names because they're famous or they like a jersey or they like a hat or it's very rare that you can sit down with somebody that can expunge on a game like you do, Alex. But yeah, man, a lot of people don't know who or how deadly Pete Rose was as just much as a hitter as he was as a fielder. So it's you know that he can get in now. I hope he does, and I really hope they pay homage to him and his family. You know what I mean? Like because it kind of sucks where you put that you taint somebody's life and you put that bad mark on it and that asterisk and it takes away from all that they've kind of set out to achieve. So big ups to the MLB for that, I guess.
A little too late there. Jeff, you got any opinion on it, or we're good to go?
Now you're good to go. You know me, I don't follow baseball much. I mean, I know the story. It's kind of messed up. Like, yeah, if they were gonna let him in, might as well let him in when he's alive. It just I don't know, man. Like baseball, they're a little stingy, or what's it called? Like strict with that shit. But yeah, if they weren't gonna let him in, just don't let him in. Like why
Yeah.
Right.
do it now? I
Like
saw
I
it on
meant,
I saw it on the breaking news, and I was just like, man, this doesn't like like at work, like breaking news, like world news, and it's like I don't feel like that goes to that level, but whatever.
no, not at all. I mean, it should have he should have been inducted when he was alive, obviously, but
Yeah.
it is
Yeah.
what it is. I mean, next thing you know, the NFL is gonna permanently ban Aaron Rodgers and for taking too much ayahuasca and shit, and so you know that's I don't know. I'm just trying to be stupid.
So they're letting Bonds and them in yet or not?
They're most likely going to be reinstated. Like Sammy's one of those guys that was like, he denied doing steroids
Mhm.
for the longest, and everybody knew. He finally apologized, and the Cubs finally let him back into like whenever they do like the Cubs Hall of Fame or the
Ring of
meeting,
Honor.
yeah, like meet and greets and shit like that. He was never a part of that. This summer was the first summer that he was actually invited to spring training. He was in the dugout with these young guys, showing them pointers, and he apologized for the stuff he did. And I guess that's one step closer for him to get into and get indicted.
Has Mark McGuire, apologized?
Yeah, Mark McGuire, he came out like, hey, I messed up. He wasn't sugarcoating
See,
it.
I have no idea if he ever had a hadn't. I'm just saying because I famously remember them being rivals or always being compared to because of their home run hitters or whatnot. So that's all I
Yeah.
remember from my childhood about them. That's about it. So that's why I brought it up. But all right, we got some comments. Our boys from the People's Debate, Nick's tape, hashtag Nick's tape. Knicks are getting up there. Even without Jason Tatum's injury, they were comfortably going to be having that 3-1 lead regardless. Which is crazy because in that series, Boston was leading at least 20 points almost every game except for this last one. But hey, like you said, Jason Tatum was on a roll, maybe about to turn it around, but now we'll never know.
Nope.
Joe says, justice for Pete, greatest hitter of all time. Michael Jordan didn't retire. He got suspended on the sneak for gambling. Milton says, not a baseball fan, but shout out Manny Ramirez.
Yo.
If you know, you know.
You feel me?
Steezy says, please like, subscribe, turn on the notifications. Thanks, Steezy. Joe says, Red Sox fan, but wearing the Yankees hat?
Yes, I wear all hats. I have a Chicago hat. I have a Boston hat. I have a Braves hat. I'm not that type of fan. And I
It's
like
not
Cowboys.
diehard.
Look,
Yeah.
I'm a big baseball fan, and I rock any. Like I got you guys
No,
will
but that's
say I
what
got.
that's me. I'm a diehard like Red Sox fan. You'll never hear me root for Houston. I'm not one of these new boos that's gonna be like Houston's elite right now. Let me root. Fuck Texas. I don't fuck with no baseball team out of Texas. I root for the Red Sox. Like that's how I am. But I just wear every hat because I wear fitteds. That's it. No disrespect.
I'll just pick a team that made it to the World Series for that year. That's all I'm doing. Like I'm the same way. I don't care. Like I'll wear multiple hats. I think I have an Astros hat. What's the other hat I have?
I
Not
just love
Yankees.
fitteds,
I
man.
forgot.
I just like if it's a new fitted I want, you know what I mean?
Bro,
Only
I
reason
got a
this
giant.
one-
I got a giant sized head, bro. Like
Yeah, look, I just
I
got this one
I can
because it
barely
got
find
the
some.
Yankee on the side. It's not the regular Yankee. It got the logo on the side.
There you
If
go.
I spot a nice hat, I cop it, man. So that's it. Nothing too serious there, JoJo. My bad, dog.
Yeah, if you know us for us, it's mainly baseball. Football and basketball. Like,
Yeah, you'll
every,
never see me in the Eagles. You'll never see me in the Commanders, Redskins, or you'll never see me in the Giants. Nothing.
are we gonna see you in a Cooper Flag Dallas Mavericks jersey?
Hell no. Fuck him. He ain't a Spurs shit. Yeah, if we get Giannis, you feel me? Yeah.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and talk about how possibly the NBA is rigged. Now, last night, of course, the NBA draft lottery happened before the playoff game started. You know, the worst teams in the league were the Jazz, the Hornets. Who am I missing? The Wizards. Those are the three bottom teams in the league. Let me tell you something. None of them got 1, 2, or 3. They got 4, 5, and 6. Like, damn. Like,
That's crazy, bro.
to be punished for tanking and not getting 1, 2, or 3 is crazy. Because we've known for a long time that yes, you might tank. It's not guaranteed you get 1, 2, or 3, but there's still a high chance of it. And the fact that in recent times, the worst team doesn't get the number 1 pick. I think maybe the Spurs 2 years ago when they got Wemby, they were bottom 3, if I'm not mistaken. Bottom 3, bottom 4. And it's like, dude, they're not now. It's like Adam Silver's finding a way to punish those that are tanking, because the reason they're keeping the play in is to make teams more active still. But if you're going to tank, then it looks like now they're finding ways to punish you. Now, personally, I I like the idea of punishing tanks because they shouldn't happen. I mean, they're right. It's boring for the sport. It's boring for the whole thing, and whatnot. But at the same time, too, I don't know if I want to punish the teams that have already been improving. Dallas, San Antonio, and Philly. I mean, Philly was just injured, and they signed a podcaster, so shit was bound to go sideways on that side. But like those three teams were the three teams that everyone was like, bro, they better not get Cooper Flag, and somehow they got 1, 2, and 3. Is the NBA rigged, Jeff?
Well, you know my take on that. I'm not too worried about the lottery. There's some rigged games going on. You know what I'm saying?
Oh
But
my
yeah,
God.
as far as the lottery, dude, like, yeah, I mean, they couldn't be more obvious with this one. It's weird, right? Like, I wish the real lottery was like that, where the 1% chance hit, 1.8% chance. The math doesn't math, right? It doesn't add up. I don't know what's going on, and yeah, like, I think I was the only one that said it when Luka got traded to the Lakers, that this was like something outside of Nico just being a dumbass. That it was like something, the NBA's ratings been down. They need Luka in LA. It was like an NBA decision. And then Dallas definitely got their reward last night, when was it, last night, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, like, I don't know, it's fishy. It doesn't make sense that out of the bottom three teams, you would think one of them would get the first pick, or at least one of the math just doesn't add up, right? Like,
Yep.
like I don't know, it just doesn't make any sense to me. I mean, yeah, the Spurs benefit from it. I'm all for it. We got a second pick, but yeah, it's a little weird,
Alex, how are we feeling?
Bro, that shit's bit. Like you didn't even have to tell me. Like I kind of figured like the year the Bulls got number one pick, like that shit was rigged. Like there was no why the Bulls get number one, and then knowing that there was a guy that was from Chicago, one of the top players in collegiate that year.
Yeah.
Then well maybe even more like dude, the Spurs weren't even bad for that long and already got the number one pick and
Hey, we were bad that year. We were bad that year.
It had to be the year that there was a 7-footer, 19-year-old from France. Oh, the Spurs get the number one pick. Okay, you can't make that more obvious.
I'm not seeing the problem here.
So the problem is see, even the neighbors are mad.
KKK's rallying to go Cooper Flag.
No, man. The problem is it's rigged now that Dallas won the number one pick. That shit's been rigged.
Yeah, since 06, 02, 01.
No, you want to go back? People be saying 97, bro. That Boston should have gotten Timmy, not us.
I'm
97.
telling you, dude. Oh, I mean, they know what they're trying to do. Like, we're not. People in San Antonio are not used, or NBA fans are not used to seeing San Antonio be bad for that long. So for them to get Wemby was like,
we're a small market, but I think we're the 7th, 8th largest city in the States.
Mm-hmm.
So like, yeah, it's kind of weird. Like we're still a small market, but we're
it's
big,
small market because it's not expensive over here. That's why it's considered small market.
We're not profitable. Look at our Alamo Dome, right? But James, how are we feeling, bro? How are we feeling about Dallas, San Antonio, Philly game 1, 2, 3? Do you feel like this shit was rigged from the get-go? Like for a team that only had 1.8% chance of getting the number one pick, and a flip of a coin beating Chicago Bulls for that spot to get that little 0.1%, is it rigged? I mean, did Nico slide in some coin to Adam Silver? Like, hey.
Yeah, I mean, you can only put together so much to like kind of see that it's pointing towards, but it's like I won't use rigged as a word. I would look to say like, you know what I'm saying, it's just makeshift, you know what I mean? They pick and choose what they want. I wish I could find this video, bro, of the Patriots. Like Roger Goodell saying they pick like their dynasties how they want. You know what I mean? Like, because sport is entertainment and shit like that. I remember when I kind of heard that and I saw that clip, it kind of like disgusts me, bro. Because to be a fan of something and then to know that something is rigged when you rooting and going all out for a team, it's just like damn.
Yeah, scripted shit's
It-
already for Monday
yeah,
nights.
it's like
Monday
he
Night
was
Raw.
like wrestling picks picks the champion that they want. You know what I mean? And this sport does this, and I was just like, the fuck, like, are you admitting to like? So I mean, it's kind of yeah. You have to say it's rigged, but it's only entertainment. So I mean,
I
I
mean,
don't even think it's not gonna help Dallas anyway. Them motherfuckers suck, bro. It's like they're not gonna do nothing. They're gonna misuse Cooper Flag. AD's gonna get hurt. Kyrie's gonna play half a season. I mean, shit like this, I wish would have happened when they had Luca. You feel me? Like, because it would have been more. It would have been more exciting. Like, but
Mhm.
I'm just glad. I'm just glad Cooper's not going to freaking like to die in with the Wizards or something like that. At
Is it
least he
weird
gets to get
that
rid
I
of.
wanted him to go to the Hornets?
I
yes.
kind of would have liked that, but I don't know if he fits the mold of that team. That's more of a run and gun team. I don't think he's. I like where he's at. That I mean, hopefully they can build a post presence and they can utilize his talent with Anthony Davis. But I mean, nah, I don't need him in the East dying. He needs to be in the West where he can.
But I feel like but bro, like we're trying to grow the sport, and the East is dead.
It
Giannis,
is
Giannis
just
is about, Giannis is about to leave. Jimmy Butler just left. I mean, it's getting like, yes, I understand Jalen Brunson, Tyrese Halliburton, they're about to take their team to the
hey,
Eastern Conference
listen.
Finals. But does
They need
anyone
to.
truly believe they're a threat against any team in the West?
Man, listen, the East got to shake some shit up. They got to start making some trades. Like you
They're
can't
getting
just sit
traded
there.
to the West.
You can't. Well, I mean, that's dumb. Like, first of all, they shouldn't have never let LeBron leave. That's one.
That
You
seems
know
like a
what I'm
Bron
saying?
decision, not really the team decision.
Man, hey, listen, the man was there. All you had to do is add pieces around him. He wouldn't have went nowhere.
Mm.
That's my biggest problem, bro. Players when teams have the rights to hold on to players, they do not capitalize on their talent by adding other assets to them to keep stuff like you know what I mean. Keep players from wanting to leave. If you're gonna build, bro. Like you can't keep getting players. You don't want to pay them. You don't want to add no pieces to the team, like to the bench to help build a roster. And so when the player gets mad and he's frustrated and he wants to leave, and then it's like all of a sudden, like, oh, this player's not loyal and this, that, and the third. They're running from this, they're running from that. Fuck no. People want to win. And certain people want to be in places where, hey, like I can build here, I can see myself playing with this player, that player. No, man, like look at Indiana. They suffered for a long time. They stumbled on Pascal Siakam and fucking shit changes. The Knicks add that guy that y'all call a star. He gets over there. You know the one that does this shit, Bang
Yeah,
Jr.
I know you're a Jalen Brunson fan now. He been balling.
That guy, they got fucking
No,
cat. Now
he's
look at
still
them. They about to go
he's
to the
still
fucking. They about to go to the finals.
The guy
It's
that
just
you call superstar.
you
That's
know.
crazy.
Look, guys, I'm saying, look, they got pieces, man.
he's like
It's just,
superstar, but he's
yeah,
gonna go to the NBA
super.
Finals. Like,
Yeah, hopefully he gets the MVP. Fucking
Now he's a role
bum.
player, right?
Glorified role player. He's
You know who
a
I feel
Derek
like is
White
like
on
that?
steroids. God damn
It's
it.
a Halliburton. I don't think he's that good either.
You don't like Hallie?
Oh, here we go.
No.
oh,
I
good
love
lord.
Hallie, dog.
What the
Hallie's
hell?
a dimer. Hallie's a dimer, bro. He got an ugly ass
Yeah,
shot.
but he
Though.
don't fucking
I
like.
don't like his shot, bro. His shot
He
is
got the
Oh,
ugly
he-
shot,
ugly.
but it's a shot. It's
that
ugly.
shot is horrendous. But hey, my boy be dropping dimes, bro. He's a
Yeah, you
hooper.
fucking score 40, and you could also score 40 on him.
Let me guess, Jeff. You hate Spider. Everyone hates the East. You
No,
hate Spider?
Spider. I like Spider.
Okay.
You know
Who do
what?
you,
I like Spider.
Okay,
Ever
let me
since
tell you this. I'm gonna say
I've
this
always
about
liked
him.
Spider.
I love him, bro. I loved him since college. But you know what I hate about him in the NBA, bro? He can't get over the hump, dog. He reminds me of that younger LeBron. They just like they had these great records and they be succeeding, they be killing shit in the regular season. Playoff time comes, like, bro, where you at? And
okay, you can't say
he does his thing. He be trying to carry the load, but like It's just certain
So is that
players that
Spider
are
or is that
leaders.
the teammates?
Hey, you got to be a leader amongst men. You got that $200 million contract. I need you to lead.
Then he
It's
put
not
up
just the
40.
coach.
Yeah.
Then he put up 48 points in game 2 just for the defense to choke it.
Hey, look. Hey, you got to be a leader, bro. You got to coach up your squad. Hey, you got to be a leader.
And and to start the season, he had like 2 to 3 guys out, right? Garland was out. They're all hurt.
Mhm.
They're all banged up. Sometimes last year he got hurt, but when he's healthy, he balls just like in the ball, right? Like him and Murray were going at it, right? And that shit was crazy. I
was
like Murray.
wild.
I mean, I like Spider Mitchell. He can ball.
No, yeah, he's a bucket, man. He's definitely a bucket.
All right,
athletic.
so let's go back to the rig situation. So now Dallas has an opportunity. Won't probably be next year, probably be in 2 years if they can re-sign everybody and whatever. You got a Cooper Flag team with AD, maybe Kyrie if he takes his player option and re-signs with them, whatever. He'll also be older, so he might not even be there, to be honest with you. Kyrie might not actually be a factor in 2 years. He might miss all of next year, depending on how bad his injury is. So we'll see how that goes. They say, but he's older. He's had lower leg problems, so it's kind of tough to like really say. I know.
Listen, he ain't dunking on nobody. That shit gonna be all right.
He's one of the best handles in the game. It requires your legs.
James, have you seen Pain in Full?
Uh-huh.
Where he gets shot up. He's like, I ain't breathing right now. You'll be all right.
Oh my God.
You know what I'm talking about?
Oh man, no, I'm just saying, bro. He don't like. Okay, yes, he needs his legs to like split, cut, and those sharp moves he be doing. But I feel like he ain't really got to put that much pressure on that. So I feel like he gonna bounce back, bro. I feel like Kyrie can play for a little minute. Like, I mean, he's explosive. He don't. I mean, he's never been the fastest kid. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he's not like a Russ or who else is like motherfuckers that just go.
But it was the Achilles,
like Derrick Rose, like or like Tony Parker. But he's like one of those irky jerky guys. Like it's like it's stop go cut pivot. So I mean I don't know. That's just my guesstimation.
I thought it was ACL.
Was it ACL? I can't remember.
Let me check. I'll double check. If it was Achilles, then he's out for a full year.
For a whole year. I thought it was Achilles with him too, but maybe I'm wrong.
Everyone's been dropping with Achilles injuries. I think one of the Ravens players went down with Achilles today too.
Did somebody get hurt yesterday? Is done for the season?
Tatum. Achilles.
No, not Jason. I mean not him.
Oh, you're thinking the Browns player Jeremiah Owozu.
Yeah,
he got hurt.
He's out for the season. He's on the pup list.
Done.
He's out
of here.
Done, bro. It was like 2:00 when they announced it. I was like, damn.
No
I was
way.
like, bro, he's like the leader of that defense, bro. Like outside of like Myles Garrett.
Yesterday. Alex, why are you just ahead?
I didn't know.
No, I'm saying why are you just ahead? Why are you like this?
Oh, I'm leaning on my chair right now.
I can tell. CZ says Cooper Flag is a franchising player.
You know what? Sure. Cooper Flag was ranked number 2 behind Montes Porteras when they were in high school. But Cooper went to go play in college, and Montes went to go play. I think that development league.
Mm-hmm. Well, let me see if this works. This was LeBron's reaction to when the Dallas Mavericks got the number 1 pick.
I saw it.
Ha 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 ha. I didn't want the white screen, but all right, I gotta work on that. Anyways, because it was funny.
He might go to Dallas now.
Him and Kevin Love were like I think they both responded kind of at the same time. Like, no way.
It was funny because Brown brought it up on the Pat McAfee show last month. He was like, I thought it was a little sneaky that I somehow ended up in Cleveland. You know how it works. You know how that. Innuendo. Brown kind of let it out the bag. Kind of what some people already knew. So, I mean, it is crazy. But as I said, I was mentioning Cooper Flag, maybe Kyrie if he recovers from his ACL, AD, the walking glass. Dallas is going to be set up nicely for the future. Spurs now. Let's talk a little bit about the Spurs. They now have gotten the 1, the 4, and the 2 pick in the last 3 years.
How about the last 4?
What was the one before that?
They've been in the top 10 the past 4 years.
No, well, okay, top 10. Yes, they're a bottom 10 team. But we're talking about the top 4 picks. They've been in. They've had 3 of them in the last 3 years, and they might end. And depending on how Cooper Flagg's game goes next year, we might be able to break a record with back-to-back rookies of the year.
Damn.
So if we don't trade that pick now. Obviously, the fan favorite, the sports media favorite, the betting odds all say Rutgers, Dylan Harper is the pick to make at number 2. 6'6" guard, point guard, shooting guard, whatever you want. He can do it all. He's good at the rim. He's good at shooting. He's got the skills to really move on the court. The problem is, ladies and gentlemen, is the Spurs already guard heavy. We just traded for De'Aaron Fox. We have Stephon Castle. So now what? We're going to draft another guard, another 6'6" guard. We're going to play small ball, real small ball. And then if we keep like Harrison Barnes, then Vassell, and them.
But if he's 6'6", can you? I mean, like
he can play the 3.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If you 6'6", you can play the 3, and if you get a bucket, you can get a bucket. Period.
So now we're putting y'all on the wing. So now we're just like you know what I'm saying. Like here's what I'll say: Fox, Castle, Harper.
Yeah.
Vassell, Barnes, Keldon combo, whatever you want to go there, and then Wemby.
But you got to make a decision. But you have to make if you're like, I mean, if you're RC Buford in the organization, you have to make a decision, coaching wise, like with knowing what you can get out of Pop, and then seeing what you want to do with Mitch as far as like the direction.
We're not going to get anything from Pop, respectfully.
Do you go for a big or do you take the guard? It's one of those decisions you have to make.
Yeah, or do we trade some of those other guys for a big and go with Harp, right? Like,
do we go big for Giannis? Basically, it's Giannis or Harper.
That's my thing. If it's me, I'm moving the 2. I'm moving Vassell. I'm moving Barnes in next year's first or whatever, and I'm going to get Giannis, and then you take the kid. Shoot.
They're not the thing, but the only people that because I've heard both sides, right? Like, obviously, I know a lot of Spurs fans. You guys,
you hate them all,
and no, like you guys are the only ones Spurs fans that don't have Castle in that trading.
I won't be surprised if he's in the trade package. I just don't think it's as necessary. I don't think it's as necessary. Respectfully, for the number 2 pick, I don't think it's as necessary.
Bro, if they move off of Castle, bro, I'll be hot, dog. I'm sorry.
I'll tell you what, Milwaukee will have their backcourt instantly in Castle and freaking Harper.
That's what I'm saying. That's why that's because Lillard's already towards the end of his career. You don't think they're gonna want to get another guard?
Lillard tore his Achilles. He won't play next year at all.
Exactly. That's what I mean. So like,
well, shit. Hey, send Fox. I like him, but send his ass. Shit.
What the fuck are we doing? We just traded for him.
We got plenty of other shit. That's what I'm saying. I'll take Giannis for the right price. Castles, you can't touch him. You can touch everybody else except.
See, that's what I'm talking about. Everybody else
Fox,
is
Wemby,
you gotta be. You gotta be reasonable.
You
gotta be reasonable.
He's not untouchable. And look, and the way I've told Trey, like in our text thread multiple times, we're talking about getting arguably at worst the 3rd best player in the league. And I love Castle. I think he's great. Don't get me wrong. He's had great mentorship, right? Like all those former Spurs Rookie of the Year winners went up and shook his hand and took photos with him. But we got to be realistic. We want Wemby in win mode now. He's not going to get a better chance to do that now if we don't trade for Giannis. And we might have to give up Castle. That is the sad part because I don't want to either. But that might be the only way with a Fox, Giannis, and Wemby trio to lead that helm. The only issue that I do have is where a Fox being part of the deal might work for us is that the CBA right now in the NBA doesn't really allow you to have 3 max stars. Now, Wemby doesn't have a max contract yet. He's luckily still in a rookie contract. He can get offered one, I think, after year 4. So his extension. So we still got time, right? Because he's barely about to enter year 3. But like that means we have a short window with those three. Because after year 4, we have to get rid of one. And it's most likely going to be Giannis because he's going to be the older one in his mid-30s. So like it's a gamble. We're basically trading for the short-term future while giving up maybe our long-term future. But it's gonna take us longer to possibly win championships if we stick with that future.
No, I think no matter what decision they make, you have to make a significant jump this year.
Sure.
Because it doesn't really matter if you stick at the number 2 or you trade it. The expectation for next year, you have to make at least the play-in. And I don't even think that's
playoffs.
No, it's a playoffs. I think it's playoffs expectation now.
Because you had your trial and error period, and then this was the year where you added some assets and you saw the potential in your offense, you saw the potential in the win losses, how that looked. This year, although Mitch is he'll be fresh and new booty, bro, he already been a part of the team, so he knows the culture, he knows what needs to happen, and he knows what needs to go forward. So this year is a no nonsense year. Like you gotta produce. You have to produce. No matter who comes in, it has to be. It's playoffs or nothing.
This year we went 34 wins, a nice increase from last year, but we also lost Pop early on, and now we definitely won't have Pop back. We traded Fox, basically late season. Some people say mid, but it was really more late, more towards the end of it. And then we lost Wemby for part of it. So 34 wins, and we have 2 of those factors. We probably could have gotten realistically, if we had them a full season, right? We probably could have been more closer to 40 than anything, if not hit 40. So next year is for sure it's a playoff or bust kind of shit. But at the same time, too, like now we gotta be realistic on the whole thing. Do we want to take on Harper? He's obviously the second best player coming out the draft. That's not a debate. He's literally the second best player coming out the draft. So like now we have to decide, are we going to play small ball and then ride it out the same way OKC has, because they've been moving up forward through trades, through draft picks and stuff like that. Now we're in that position where we can get a young man that could help us a lot in the future, or we can get a superstar, top 2 player, in my opinion, right now in Giannis Antetokounmpo, and have the Twin Towers back, and of course Fox beating the guy with the ball in his hands. What route are we taking, guys? We might have to give up Castle. We have to be honest. We might have to give up Castle.
No, I think the Spurs already gave you all the answer. I think a lot of Spurs fans, and it's hard, right, being patient, right? But and then the Spurs fans have been impatient already 2 years going. But I think they already told us that we're gonna go the slow route. We're gonna go the long route. And I still I said just like Fox, if the price is right, hell yeah, But I don't think we're gonna give up our future for Giannis. I just don't see us doing it. The Spurs ain't gonna do it. I'm talking about coming from the Spurs. They're not gonna do it. We've been stacking all these picks. We've been picking. We're just gonna stick with it.
My thing is this: you rent, like you said, Jose. You rent Giannis for what, 2-3 years max. There's no guarantee you're gonna win with that. It's not. And my thing, if we had a healthy Coach Pop, and we had these assets and this chance right here, then I'm like, yeah, I'm all in with Pop. I don't trust Mitch. I don't. I really don't. I don't think he gets the job done. So I for sure would rather go the young route with youth and then and see what transpires. Even if this kid is the best, even if this kid is the best at 2, I don't want him. If we're gonna take him, cool, yeah. I would love to see how he balls out. But I'm trying to benefit Wemby's future and have him play less of that big guy role and let him operate truly where he belongs, and that's the 4. That's what I would do. I would go get the best big available and see what transpires from there. That's me. Because we still got 14, so we can get another guard, we can get another forward, we can get somebody else, or we take the kid at 2, and then we find the big at 14, whichever comes. You know what I'm saying? However they would like to do it, but I wouldn't piss away nothing on a rent of Giannis and not knowing what could transpire, because I don't trust Mitch, man. Not like that with this much talent. That's too much right there. That's too much talent right there for him.
All right. The other side of the coin of that. If we don't take Giannis, Houston does. So now we
Hey,
have
fuck
to.
it.
So now we
Fuck
got
the
to play.
ball.
So now we got to play Giannis. Now we got to like hope we can get. And now we got one of the toughest, obviously, divisions in the not just the Western Conference, but the division. We got Houston, Texas. I don't care for. Dang, Jeff, you keep leaving. The Pelicans. Ja Morant's still doing his thing in the Grizzlies. If he can stay healthy,
I think
that's a
he's
threat.
gone this offseason. I think he's gone. They've already kind of they've been talking about that too much. I think he might get moved on.
Well, the GM one that came out and said they're not doing that. So that's all rumors from everyone else.
Yeah.
So we'll see if they do it or not. But like,
People
I
always
mean-
say so they're not gonna trade somebody and then get that shit.
all right. So dark side, Jeff. Dark side. We don't trade for Giannis. We stick with our number 2 pick, but Houston gets him because Houston's the other team that's one of the favorites to get Giannis. It's us and it's the Spurs or the Rockets. So Spurs they say no, the asking price is too much, but the Rockets go ahead and do it. How's that future looking?
Yeah, I mean, they got a little bit more guys on their team. I hate to say it, but I think it would be more fitting for the Rockets for Giannis to go there. Mm-hmm. They got the youth and they got some experience, but what are they going to give up to get him, right? So I don't know. They give up they lose Van Fleet or Brooks or Van
Vliet's
they give up Green for him.
Van Vliet's a team option, so they have a choice whether to sign him or not.
Sengun is be the guy that will be gone.
Sengun will be the one that will be gone. So you'll surround the team basically around
Giannis.
Yes.
Then
what?
Then what the hell would you?
No,
but then
I'm
you have a big man.
No.
I'm like,
Jose, calm down. I'm
no.
not saying
there's no one that's untouchable over there. Maybe Amen Thompson at best, but everyone else is touchable.
But that's what I'm saying. To give him up, damn, that's. I would be trying to move off of something else. I wouldn't want to give him up. I wouldn't want to pair them two together.
You gotta understand. You gotta give up pieces. No matter what team you are.
Well, I mean.
I think it just does no use for Giannis. You trade for him to come to your team, and then you throw.
He's not a free agent. You have to. It doesn't matter. You have to. He's not a free agent.
But what he's saying, Houston can use Giannis, but then if you give up Sengun and stuff, then what are they gonna do? You know what I mean? That's what he's saying.
But do you think a front court with Giannis and Sengun works? It doesn't. They're both going to be under the basket. They're not. You're not.
But asking so what position? If Giannis can play the one position he wants, what is it? The 3 or the 4?
He wants the 4.
No, but this is my. But this is my.
He wants the 4.
Yeah, my thing is Giannis wants to
Giannis has a better chemistry with Wemby because Wemby likes to play in the fucking perimeter, so he's got the lowdown all for himself.
Yeah, but dude,
you can't play Sengun and. Why do you think Bobby's in the corner the whole time?
No, because they got a
even Brooke is in the corner.
They got a sorry coach. That's why.
They got sorry coaches.
Dude, this league is built around everybody wanting to shoot 50 million threes. Okay, somebody has to go back to small ball. And that's possible that can happen. It's not like it can't happen.
I'm giving you small ball with Houston. I'm saying you get Giannis, you got freaking Amen Thompson. You make it work, bro. They might have to give up Sengun the same way we have to give up Castle.
That's crazy.
Sengun isn't. What are we talking about? Is Sengun a top 10 player?
He's not a top 10 player, but he's a top player,
right?
He's a top 10.
Amen Thompson is the one that's taking over, in my opinion. Sengun's inconsistent. Jalen Green's probably going to be part of that trade package because he can't play in the playoffs.
Of course, you're going to have to move off of him. Yes. You're going to have to move off of him.
Alex, am I crazy? Am I sounding crazy about the Sengun thing? He might have to go.
I think you guys are all crazy.
Thank you, but answer the question.
No, but yeah, you're gonna have to move off a big piece because, think about it. If you're Milwaukee, say you're the Milwaukee GM and you trade Giannis, you're really gonna trade him for
just Jalen Green.
Yeah,
and the number 10 pick.
And a couple picks, thinking that you might get somebody.
Some picks, you need picks.
You want a guy to at least build around you're gonna look back and you're like, damn, what the fuck did we get back from the Giannis trade?
Okay, yes, that's true. When
You can go cheap on a KD trade. You can go cheap on a KD trade.
No, but
Yeah.
my thing is this. Of course, you do want to bring in talent when you give up somebody like Giannis. I'm not saying you don't give up talent, but I'm saying if I'm Houston, if I've taken this step to go to the playoffs and I was on the brink of going to the Western Conference Finals,
You weren't.
I'm not finna move off of no lot of stellar pieces to bring in somebody like Giannis having to break up my core. These guys have built together since they was ass cheeks. That's what I'm saying. So like the philosophy of what Golden State did, that's what people need to follow. Because if you move off of one of your assets and you get this guy, you're only going to be frustrated because he's going to be back there trying to play big, and it's not going to work. It's the West. He's not
So
going to bang with Jokic. Like,
so the thing that's one of the things you got to live with though as a GM. I mean, yeah, it's fine you say that like you're absolutely right, but then you also have to think about it. One of the other teams that's also in the bidding war,
Is
San
an in-state
Antonio.
rival.
Yeah, so like
yeah, but both teams will have to make drastic moves. Granted, I think we have the upper hand because we have the picks for it, and we have a couple of assets. But I'm saying if I'm either one of these GMs with San Antonio or Houston, I don't think I want to derail what I have that's brewing. If I'm San Antonio, I got multiple picks in the first. Like I'm taking that and building on that. Like that's just me. But I'm not paid to sit in that hot seat. That's what they get paid for. So hopefully one of these teams make the right decision. But I'm just saying, James Anthony ain't doing it. That's just not gonna happen. I need to win at all times. So if I'm not winning on the deal, I'm not coming off of nothing.
You're getting a
Like,
top 3 player. You're winning. Like
yes,
respectfully, you're
you
winning.
are, but that don't guarantee you a trophy. That's what I'm saying.
Yes,
It
but
doesn't guarantee
neither
me.
does sticking with your young guys because there's
It-
no guarantee that they're going to develop to being the Golden State Big Three.
so there was a topic right now in baseball because this has to go with this. So there's a guy on the Cubs right now. His name's Kyle Tucker. He's one of the best baseball players right now. It's either you extend Kyle Tucker because we got to extend them, or you pay the younger guys coming up. So, and then the question was asked: are you willing to go 1 year, one rental year for the World Series, or bang for these younger guys to be more competitive for the duration of the years that they here to come? And people were like, "Dude, I'm going for the World Series." You know, you get 1 year of Kyle Tucker. I'm trying to win it all. Extend, you could trade the farm and build around Kyle Tucker. So the question is to you: are you willing to get the championship right now with Giannis, and trade some of these guys, or hope that the younger guys come up and develop the way they are?
I'm in for the chip. I'm in for the chip.
Yeah,
I'm going
I'm
for the
in for the-
developmental process.
I mean, that's
me.
you. I mean, there's
That's me.
yeah.
And I don't see nothing wrong with that. Because
I mean,
I rather bank on if I can get an established guy at 2 that's a proven scorer, elite scorer, with a guy that already knows how to handle the ball in Castle. Like I got De'Aaron Fox. I got one of the nicest guards in the league. I got a proven number 2 guard. I'm getting a rookie that's gonna come in and be an immediate starter, and then I can go grab a big to put Wemby at the 4 to play the 5, and I have a decent bench. I'm banking on that. The West is watered down. These guys are getting older. Steph is getting older. Clay is getting slower. We already said they got Mr. Glass over there. You're not getting Kyrie coming back for a while. John Morant, he don't even know if he's coming or going. They got to get a new coach. Denver looks good now, but they had their ups and downs all last season. Houston is still developing. Hell, like, bro, we have a chance. We have a fighting chance. We're not just out here just losing. We're finna make a true run for it. Because if y'all don't think the Spurs was letting games go last year, them niggas was letting games go. They was up by 12 and 15 points, and then just like, okay, let's sit these guys and throw these dudes in here.
Yes, there's a difference from last year and this year. We signed a on the court leader. Yes, it is, dude. Okay. Name our closer. No, name our closer. Go ahead, Perk. Go ahead, name our closer.
Man, get Giannis out of here. We're good.
No, name our closer. Name our closer.
Name our closer.
No. Name our closer. Name our closer.
De'Aaron
Fox.
Okay, but that was what for 12 games.
Yeah, before that we didn't have a true closer.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
It was a team effort.
That's what I'm saying. Like, yes, we got Fox, but Fox is not going to guarantee us anything. Don't get me wrong. Again, I love Castle, and I would love to keep him if we can. But we're talking about a top 3 player in the league.
For how long?
2-3 years, maybe longer. I don't know.
That's what we're saying. Well, at least I'm saying I would rather have the next 15 to 20 years.
So what if I told you we guarantee a chip? We get a guaranteed chip in the next 3 years with Giannis.
If we guaranteed it, yes, I'm all for it. But there is no guarantee. Injuries.
It's a higher chance than sticking to, with our youth and develop, because we don't know how long. Look at OKC; they've been developing for the longest time. They still might get eliminated in the second round again on the year they have an MVP and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. So, like, they won 70 games. It's not going to matter if they get eliminated in the second round. Like, how long are they going to develop? And besides, OKC also has to trade pieces. They can get Giannis. So imagine SGA and Giannis together on the team. They'll get rid of Chet. They're not going to care. They'll go ahead and go all big. Now we're just getting, like, if there's the probability of Giannis, he's going to end up in the West. Would you rather have him fight with you or fight against you?
You already know my answer.
It's crazy. It's just, for me, it's just crazy because I'd rather fight with him. But I get it. I get it.
Standing on business, I'm fighting against him. Wemby is the future. Wemby is the future. Get that man some creatine and let's get to work.
How old is Giannis?
Giannis is 30.
He's 30?
So yes, he's young.
God damn, that nigga seem like he's been in the league for...
He's been in the league for 12 years. Yeah. That's what happens when you start at 18.
Yeah, he was 18.
No, y'all just look like he's been in the league forever, bro. God.
We literally saw him turn.
Still young.
We literally saw him turn from a twig to a tree.
I remember his first playoff series. I think he was 19. And he played against the Bulls. Dude, he was a slim dude. But yeah, he got after it, man. He never really had a shot back then either, but he could.
That nigga still don't got no shot.
He turns 31 December. Hey, at least he tries. He still goes for it. Ben Simmons out there still on the couch. Oh, my back. Oh, I can't shoot. I'm afraid of the rim.
Hey, but one thing, you talk about Wemby being one of the greats. Giannis ain't. He posts up people, and
that's what I'm saying. We need a guy because Wemby's not fighting down low.
Dude, to tell you the truth, dude, I expected a lot more from Wemby, especially in the fucking post, because he
still might grow into it.
He's the biggest. His game is still developing, bro.
I know, but
that's what I'm saying. We're not there yet. We're not down the road.
We gonna get all that once he get in about year 4, year 5. He gonna have a bag.
Remember what we said, Alex? By year 7, just like Jokic.
I didn't say year 7. I said year 5.
But what I'm saying was, in year 7 is when we saw the prime elite of Jokic and Giannis come out.
And I think we saw Giannis, I think, in the second year already in the playoffs. So
we saw him in the playoff. Well, it's the East. Come on.
Yeah, you can't miss the playoffs in the East.
Paolo Banchero made the freaking East the playoffs last year too. In the second
Heat
year,
made the playoffs.
Yeah, they made it to
as the 10th seed.
They went on a 10-game losing streak. In the middle of the season,
still made the playoffs.
They were no matter what, they were going to be at least in the play-in.
Brother, the whole play-in was under 500 teams.
So wait, I don't get how you mad dog the East, but the Spurs don't do any good against the lower teams,
dude.
Especially right now because you guys talk about the Bulls weren't that good. was like, yeah, but they still beat Spurs. Like they weren't good, but they still beat the Spurs. And
Hey man,
you
you
guys
hate
had
on
like
that on
we
that
had the
Bulls
same
versus
record,
Spurs
okay?
win too
We
much.
had the same
right?
record. No, so
I'm
check it out.
just
Actually,
saying,
no. You
you
no.
gotta-
Chicago had 5 more wins. Hold on. So remember,
check out historically our record against Chicago.
yeah.
Historically,
I think
they
it's like
beat the Spurs. Spurs have a better record overall because I think in the 70s is whenever the Spurs were really knocking on the Bulls, but that's whenever they're all coke addicts in Chicago.
Spurs
Why
have
am I allowed
50,
to say that?
Spurs have 59 wins. Bulls got 42.
Yeah. Most of those wins came in the 70s, and
Well, not in the 2000s. No.
you guys, you guys were getting clamped by Kirk Heinrich.
Oh my god.
And Ben Gordon.
Captain Kirk. Yeah, and they were fucking good. They were small guys, man. They're climbing on you guys.
Kirk was a baller, bro.
I don't know what it was,
understand.
man. I really
I don't know.
how
I don't
the
know
fuck we
how
beat the
his
Spurs.
college game didn't transfer to the league, but he was
Yeah,
still a great role player. But
Kirk was good in Kansas.
he was a dog in Kansas,
Okay.
bro.
By the time we made it into 1980, the Spurs were up 6-5. So they weren't that crazy.
They were that coked out.
All right. By the time we made it to 1990, we were up 19-13.
1913. 1990?
Yes, by 1990, we were up 19-13. By the 2000s, by the time we played together, we were up 29-22. 2010s, 45-27. Something tells me this is going to be a trend still. By 2020, we're up 55-34. And now the record right now is 59-42. You've won the last like 6 or 7. So you're doing good. No, we were better than like the bottom 5 teams in the East, and then
Yeah, you guys are better than the fucking Hornets and the.
That's
Washington.
right.
That's.
We also lost our best player like literally 5 games into trading for Fox. So to be fair, so our record could have been a lot higher if he'd been able to play longer.
So when are we gonna start talking about him actually like finishing the year now? Because he's starting not to finish years. I was like,
it's a blood clot injury. It's different from an actual like lower leg injury.
Like we're like.
Well, if it comes back, it's pretty much over. So hopefully
yeah,
it doesn't come back.
Wimby.
The blood clots.
I think it's going smoothly though, his recovery. I don't think it's going to be a long-term issue, Jeff, because they're not talking about it much, and he's playing soccer in fucking buttfuck nowhere.
Yeah, that's what I saw. I think he just got caught playing soccer. Shit, like
so he's okay.
No, I'm hoping that too. But I'm just saying, reoccurring blood clots, like Chris Bosh, right, can shut you down. You know what I mean?
No, that's that. I mean,
they were in 2 different spots. There were 2 different spots.
Yeah. Like you have those injuries. I mean, like you have those situations where you have players like Chris Bosh. You had LaMarcus Aldridge. You had like even Deion Sanders had it.
Well, look at it. Like LA, like
everybody's
Aldridge,
different.
Aldridge got it, and then he had to retire for a little bit, and then came back for like 1 more year. Dame got it, and he was back like 3 weeks later. Like
that was wild.
Well, medicine right now is probably good enough to take care of it.
It's just freaky, man. You never know, but like I mean, the sooner they catch it or the sooner they see it, it's good that you can, you know what I'm saying, you can get a hold of it. So, I mean, I trust our organization though. We never done anything crazy when players.
Stacey says Giannis to Spurs. Thanasis too. Let's get it.
Nah, fuck that. His brother got to stay over there.
Giannis for Keldon, Barnes, and what's his name? Mamu. That's not gonna be enough. See, that's not gonna be enough to get Giannis.
Alex, what are you posting?
I don't know. That's fucking this long ass shit that Trey said that why Spurs are gonna get
Cooper Flag style.
Thanos, fucking Jordan, Kobe Bryant, and we're gonna be the best team.
Spurs okay, here's what annoyed me yesterday, and Alex, this is helping your case. I was so annoyed by Spurs fans yesterday. Be like, oh my god, did you see Cooper Flagg's face when he saw those Dallas? He was not happy. He might force a trade. The fuck? Because Wemby was happy at home with his friends and family. He wasn't at the thing. He was with his family. Of course, he was happy then. That's what they're comparing it to, bro. It's like nobody's seen draft lottery before. all those guys are freaking like neutral. Nobody like whoever goes to the dang lotteries, they're not cheering. What are they supposed to do? What if they don't get drafted number 1 and they go somewhere else? Now they made a fool of themselves.
They look dumb as hell.
Yeah, they're professionals. Like that drove me crazy. I was like, Spurs fans really think Cooper Flag is going to force his way out.
That's the fair weather fans that like they
didn't look happy.
They don't really know, bro. Like, and that's why I don't be paying. Like when I hear people talk about sports, like you really don't have no bag to talk about sports. I don't pay you no mind, bro.
Bruh,
you got people on TV like that too.
He
like
knew he was going 1 overall. It didn't matter to Wizards, Hornets, Pistons, whatever. He knew he was going number 1 overall when he declared for the draft.
Yeah,
like, that's it. Like like to him, it don't matter.
He declared because at first he said he wasn't coming. He said he wasn't doing the draft. He said he was going back to college.
We can't follow this conspiracy theory, guys. That he's going to try to force his way back to Duke or trade or anything like that. It's not happening.
Yeah.
He's going to Dallas. He's happy. He's going to probably have a really good career. Let's see. For all we know, and there's some people trying to say it out there, and I don't think it's fully true. I want to see it to believe it first. Some people might think he's not even going to be a superstar. I don't know. Maybe he is. Maybe he won't. We won't know. But he's in a good position.
If that kid don't turn out to be a superstar after what he did to that USA basketball team, I'm not talking about no more rookies. I'm just saying he was murdering the USA basketball team.
He killed the USA basketball.
I'm not disagreeing. I'm just saying.
I mean that's the best of the best. It gets no better than hooping against that. So if he don't turn out to be somebody, and he end up like what's that white boy that played for the Jazz and they end up going to the Celtics?
Gordon.
Gordon Hayward.
Yeah, Gordon Hayward. Because I was high on Gordon Hayward. I thought he was gonna be the truth, and
when he was in Butler.
You mean when he tore his leg in half?
Yeah, but before that, he was a dog in Butler,
bro. Yes, he was a killer. He was a killer in the Jazz, and then his first game with Boston, he tore his leg.
I thought his career with the Jazz was gonna be better. I don't think
the Jazz, bro.
Nah, bro.
What do you mean, nah?
Nah, he was looking good until he tore his leg.
Yeah, like literally, it's the Jazz. Jazz suck. Spider left. Gobert left. Malone left.
See, they did their whole team dirty. They just employed that whole thing, bro. That was terrible. You don't do that.
No, but it is what it is. All right, before Jeff leaves, there was a debate yesterday that we were having, or Jeff was pissed. He felt disrespected. Alex, you want to talk about it because you're the one that brought it up.
Oh, talking about the. Just in case you guys are not tired of talking about the Spurs, but here's another segment.
Wow,
the debate,
Puro Pinche Sports Podcast just happens to be in San Antonio. Oh no!
The debate was we saw a thing where I think Patrick Beverly and one of the guys from Barstool.
Oh, okay, that's who that was.
Yeah,
it's his pod. It's his co-host.
Yeah,
his name is.
Yeah, he's someone. Okay, Jeff.
He's someone.
He was a
random white dude.
It was a debate of Kawhi Leonard's 2014 Spurs and the 2019 Raptors. Which team had the better supporting cast around Kawhi? And some of the stuff that they were saying kind of made sense. Patrick Beverly did say that the Raptors, and then he went back. He convinced himself.
Yeah, he thought about it for a second
because he was like, "Wait, they had Duncan, but he wasn't." The question was a supporting cast.
Yep.
He didn't truly like.
So who's the supporting class? Like, so does each team get 3 stars and then?
So let's say 3 stars and the rest supporting cast. Yes, that's exactly
okay, let's
how
do it.
I
I wrote it down at work and then I didn't bring home that bag.
So Kawhi Leonard with the Spurs that year, I don't think he was considered
no. So
star.
I mean, he got the Finals MVP.
But if he's the topic, then he's considered one of the stars in this conversation. Yeah. So let's say the 3 stars were Kawhi, Duncan, and Parker, because those 2 were still the leading scorers, Parker and Timmy, right? Not Manu and all that. So the rest we're talking. Sure. The supporting cast is Manu, Danny Green, Patty Mills, Boris Diaw, Marco Bellinelli,
Thiago Splitter.
Thiago Splitter. Yeah, because we were in a 9-man rotation. So those are our 6.
Yeah.
Those
Okay.
were
Now let's hear the Raptors. Let's go.
All right. So the three big names would be Kawhi, Pascal Siakam, and I would say Kyle Lowry. Right? You agree?
Yeah, for sure. And he played good. Okay. And he played good in those finals.
I don't even think Siakam was even considered a star, but we'll put him as
no, but he was like the rise. The same way like Kawhi was that year.
He ended up playing good in the finals. Yeah.
Right. Because after that year, he was the guy for the Raptors. Okay, so his supporting cast was Serge Ibaka.
The finals, yeah.
Oops. They traded for Marc Gasol. They gave up Giannis Antetokounmpo for him. So Marc Gasol, Fred VanVleet, Danny Green, and then
was Corey Joseph on that team? I think team was
Spurs had Corey Joseph. Spurs had Corey Joseph too. He didn't mention, and we both had Danny Green.
Yeah, we had Corey Joseph, but he was like the 10th man. That's why and then I guess the last spot you can give it to either Norman Powell or young OG Anunoby. To the Raptors.
And Anunoby wasn't even playing back then, right? I don't remember.
He averaged 7 points per game. He was getting bench minutes, 20 minutes a game.
So OG, I remember OG was in that series was strictly a defensive guy.
Yeah,
like he was clamps. I remember.
Okay, so what are you? Okay,
the argument is who had
cast. What is supporting cast all encompass? Like, are we talking about just like? I don't know. Like, are you talking about like scoring?
I don't know, help.
Or are you talking about like? Are we going position for position? Or
so who was the defensive guy for the Spurs that year besides Kawhi Leonard?
Danny Green, Manu Ginobili, Boris Diaw was like big body defense, but he wasn't like blocking everybody and all that stuff. So it was really like our guards and then Timmy.
So you think I'm not gonna put Manu there because Manu was already kind of. You think Manu was?
No, Manu. You got to realize when he lost his basically like averaging like 15 points a game and stuff like that, he was still focusing on his defense.
Yeah, he wasn't king on the number one.
No. That was Danny Green and Kawhi.
Yeah. They were the two duo. Kawhi and Danny were the guys taking care of the number one guy.
What do you? I think OG was one of the guys in that series, and I mean Kawhi obviously.
But for OG, he had less like time, to like do it. Obviously, it was more. He was out there when the starters were like resting, of course, for the most part.
Patty Mills is still on that team, right?
Patty was our guy.
Patty was more of a defensive guy too.
But Patty didn't really do much after.
Okay, we can't. Patty was our defensive guy, but he was just like he was annoying, but he wasn't he wasn't the guy.
He was just the spark.
I'm not saying he was like he was shutting down somebody, but I'm saying like he made more of a presence defensively to me than he did on offense. He had a couple of shots here and there, but I'm saying like I know him for playing defense amongst that team right there. Like when he got in,
I just think he's too small to really be a defensive factor.
I'm not saying he's a factor. I'm just saying he played defense.
Around that time, I feel like
that whole team played defense. To be fair,
I feel like around that time, people really thought Patty was going to be the guy next.
Oh man, I was waving the towel with him. Towel with him. I don't know. No, for the most of like us here, we didn't like dead ass. Like I love Patty. I always knew he was gonna be a towel boy. Yeah. Respectfully.
Like a
Patty was a guy. If you needed somebody to just be a weapon and go stand off in the corner, and then he can hit that shot. That's what Patty was for.
No, if you wanted my honest answer, and it obviously didn't happen, but like I was like low key hoping Corey Joseph would rise to be like that one guy.
I did too, but Corey Joseph was a.
But Corey Joseph was a backup point guard, and that's what
he did it. He did his role. He did his role. Yeah. He again, as annoying as it sounds, he is the reason, in my opinion, he turned it around for us in Game 4 when he dunked on Serge Ibaka in OKC. We still lost the game, but when the bench shot, because he was a blocker, nobody can get past him, and he was fucking scaring everybody in the Spurs roster. And when Corey Joseph did that shit, it was over. Turn it around, baby.
But anyways, I just think it was disrespectful just because, like we rattled off like nine players, real good players on the Spurs supporting cast. Toronto, you got a couple. You know, Marc Gasol, Fred VanVleet. Remember, Fred VanVleet was like, that was his come up, right? He just had a kid and came up out of nowhere, right? And let's be honest, right? Like, that ours was a championship team. Toronto won the championship. They got to the finals, okay? But they only won because Golden State, Durant, and Klay Thompson got hurt. They are not winning that series if Klay Thompson and Durant are hurt.
I don't want to knock him on that because we don't know fully if that's true. Respectfully, the same way. Hold on, because I would argue in 2017 we could have beaten Golden State in the Western Conference Finals if Kawhi didn't get taken out.
Yeah, I believe that too.
But in the same way that you said, you can see it. Like, I can see Toronto, who was playing tough defense with a lot of other players. I can see them beating Golden State in that finals.
Golden State was right there with them with Klay on one leg and without right, and Durant was out, right? Like he played like game 1 and 2 and that's it or something. Like,
who went out was it Klay?
They took over. It was neck and neck until I'm talking. Until Danny Green went up for a block on Klay Thompson. And Klay Thompson went down, and that was it. Beside that, it was neck and neck, and Klay Thompson was at like 60%.
By the way, correction, Alex, OG wasn't part of that conversation. Never mind. They traded him at that point, or he was out.
I don't remember.
He didn't play in the playoffs. He didn't play in the playoffs.
Man, listen. I'm not being disrespectful. I'm not being disrespectful at all.
Go on.
But I'm strongly riding with Jeff on this one. Because when you talk about both of these teams, you're talking about experience, bro. Like, Toronto was always a top tier team in the East with DeMar and Kyle Lowry. Their only opposition,
they were always a superstar away.
Yeah, but their opposition was only LeBron James. If LeBron wasn't in the East, fucking Toronto runs the East for like a good minute, bro. Mm. Like with those two, they were always top 3. It was Chicago, the Celtics, and then you had Toronto and you had Cleveland. Like, those 4 teams were always there. And Toronto was always fluctuating between 2 and 3. Like, if not for LeBron, bro, like, they really probably would have had, like, a little bit more titles. They probably could have got, like, well, not titles, but they go to the finals at least 2 or 3 more times. Yeah, they appear. But I'm saying that, like, and it's no disrespect to Toronto, because that team, when Kawhi got there, they caught fire, they evolved, and they was balling. My thing is, the Spurs team was like, dog, they were built for success, dog. Like, that team was different, dog.
The reason, like, don't get me wrong, I'm with y'all. Of course, I'm gonna say 2014 Spurs overall, but the reason I thought it was a good conversation is because Pat Bev or his co-host, one of the two, made an interesting point. If you break up the Spurs team, those guys individually obviously are not gonna like do as great, right? They didn't, right? Obviously, Boris Diaw would eventually retire. Patty Mills has been bounced around teams.
What you mean by breaking up? Like, they gonna play elsewhere?
Yes.
Oh,
yes. Hold on.
You mean like standing on their own, right? Like, just
standing on their own. Like, remember, like how we draft players, how we draft teams and stuff like that. We're basing it off of like how the success and how they're doing and stuff like that.
Oh no, I will tell anybody.
So that was like part of the topic of the video. That was Alex's point.
Yeah, but I will tell anybody any day of the week, the Spurs run a great system. It is a great system-based team. The system is what fits the players, and the players they walk it out. I will tell anybody that. If you're not Parker, if you weren't Ginobili, Duncan, or Kawhi, you were a great system player. Like, you were a plug-and-play type of guy. Like, but, I mean, when they go elsewhere, you don't always see them. Derek White has probably been one of the most promising Spurs that left and carried his own. Like, everybody else typically leaves and they don't pan out.
Well, he went to a great system for him.
Well, no, but that's what I'm saying. A lot of players leave and they don't have success. They don't look like they look when they play with the Spurs.
But James, I think that's part of the reason why Alex brought it up, because of that one point when they said like, well, look what's happened when those guys, they spread around. People are trading for those players. OG Anunoby has been a great two-way player for New York. Pascal Siakam has been a great asset for Indiana.
Been a star for Indiana.
Kyle Lowry for a short minute was doing good after, with Miami or Philly, for a second. Serge Ibaka, we knew what he was. He was Ibaka. Fred VanVleet, he's the leader. He's the catalyst that's gotten Houston to where they are today.
And then what's the young cat from the place for the Clippers now?
Norman Powell. Norman Powell is six man at one time. Now he's a starter because they traded away guys.
I think he's a 20-point guy right now, isn't he?
Yeah, he was leading the scorer for Clippers for a minute until Harden took over.
That's what I was asking. I wasn't saying, mighty.
So my thing is this: you wasn't comparing team for team. You were saying to that point, their players went on to be greater than what the Spurs catalyst had over there
individually. Yes,
individually. So Kawhi team in the Raptors, like those individuals were they weren't, like you said, they didn't have to be in a system to be a good player. You know what I mean? They could individually do their own thing, and it showed like whenever they left.
Okay, but so to combat that, I would say it also speaks to their youth. All those players were young. None of them players were in their prime. They were all young, just drafted or 1-2 year players. The Spurs were known for picking up veteran players and using them to play a key role. Like we got fucking Boris Diaw.
I was going to bring up Boris, but
Boris was super late in his career after he didn't kill us with the Phoenix Suns for years.
But even then, like Boris Diaw, who do you compare that to right now that just left? Maybe Siakam, because Siakam plays
Siakam, because Siakam is Siakam was, when he was with Toronto, he was like a stretch four.
I think it more comparable would be Fred VanVleet because he was older when he left.
Yeah.
Dude, okay, so I don't think Boris Diaw, because I remember them when in Phoenix, Boris Diaw didn't have to be the guy in Phoenix.
He didn't have to be the guy. That's why I'm saying the Spurs picked up players for Pop was bringing in guys to do one thing and one thing only. Like it was like, this is what we're gonna use you for. We don't need you to score. We don't need you to do this. Like, dude, our team was a rolling system. Like no matter who was on the court, the ball was going through one of those guys. It was either Parker, Duncan, or Ginobili was a wild card. Like,
I'm looking at the roster, and I completely forgot. Obviously, it's like, I mean, we all forgot this, right? Matt Bonner averaged 1.2 in the playoffs. Aaron Baines was there. He averaged 2.3. I remember. Oh man, Matt Bonner was something. He was in there for a good 5 minutes to shoot a three. We were happy with that.
Yeah, but I get where y'all coming from. So I didn't listen to the podcast, or I didn't watch it. I think that's a different question. I think if you phrase it like that, like, oh, who these guys became and all that. The question was who had the better supporting cast, right? For those, I thought for those runs, and that's where I felt disrespected. Now, if you go back, like what James was saying, yeah, those guys had better careers afterwards, but you got to think of Marco Bellinetti in Chicago. You got Thiago Splitter was the MVP out in Europe. Ginobili was Ginobili.
Marco Bellinetti was an idiot in Chicago.
Hey, he was a sniper though.
Marco's best time was really in San Antonio. Okay, let's be honest.
No, he had one good run whenever he actually led him and Nate Robinson were the guys.
And that's what I remember. I remember him in the playoffs going off.
Yeah, but he couldn't fucking guard.
Hey,
let's remember our Danny Green in San Antonio was better than Danny Green in Toronto.
Oh, for sure.
I think Danny Green was. I thought Danny Green was really consistent when he went to Toronto and LA. Mr. Game 5,
not LA, consistently bad in LA, but not consistently.
He came alive in the playoffs.
He still won that chip, and he still hit the crucial threes in Game 5 and big
games,
and
he also before they shut down the freaking season, before they went back into Orlando or whatever it was, for the closeted playoffs, he was hitting brick by brick by brick by brick. He was
did.
he was turning into Russ. The way people talk about West Brick, he was turning into West Brick at that time too.
But let's not forget, Jose. Let's not forget, Danny Green's one of the top 10 shooting guards in the NBA.
Yep, shooting guard
above Kobe.
Champ,
above Kobe.
Teams.
Yo,
Danny Green isn't a bad player. Like, I kind of actually liked it whenever he was in San Antonio, but
it's so crazy to believe he was going to be Finals MVP in 2013 had we won. It's so crazy.
It is crazy that he would have got it, but I think Parker was the leader. I think Parker should have deserved it in 13 when he was playing out of his mind. Even that game,
he was breaking the 3-point record before Steph was. Danny Green was going to be the Finals MVP that series.
But that game 1, Parker hit the clutch shot, and then like even in that game 6, right? Game 6, that was crazy. He's the one that was like hitting 3. He hit the big 3 to go up by 6. Like Parker was. Well,
you know what? Parker didn't block Ray Allen, so I have a big problem with that.
Do you guys like? I like his shooting form. I think it's smooth.
Who's
Green's?
Oh yeah,
he has a good shooting form.
What I hated, bro, he was so much more athletic in North Carolina, bro. Like, and he pretty much was like, forget this. I'm finna be a shooter and defender and extend my career. And he literally gave up all his offensive bag, bro. Because in North Carolina, he was nice, dog.
Well, that's also why he got cut like 3-4 times.
Wasn't his cousin Gerald Green?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Gerald Green has a nice shot too.
Yeah, he does too with those 4 fingers.
That closes the topic on that. You know, forgive me for ever bringing up San Antonio like that, and we know
Jeff, watch the videos. How are you sending me TikToks, but you don't want to open Alex's?
We know that Thanos and Zeus himself cannot beat the Spurs.
Hey, does Jeff send y'all TikToks too about like all anti-Kobe and Wade shit?
No.
He sends it to me all the time.
I gotta send it to somebody.
So send it to the whole group. Like
I need a good laugh. I wouldn't really say that. I'd be like,
yeah, I'm laughing too. I'm definitely laughing when I see videos.
That's crazy.
But see, Jeff, at least I take the time. I take the time to watch those videos. But you don't even respect Alex enough.
Hey Jeff, listen. I promise you, bro. If I strike gold and I hit one of these lotto tickets, the pod's gonna be global. I'm just letting you know right now. I can't wait to make you famous, bro.
Hell yeah, let's do it.
Dude,
I can't wait to make you famous.
He's gonna get us deported.
The world needs to hear your craziness.
He's gonna get us sent to El Salvador.
No, I mean,
they're gonna say the Puro Pinche MS-13, and I'm gonna be scared for my life.
The Wade talk and the Kobe talk is kind of crazy, but some of the stuff that he says kind of makes sense some of the times.
No, it does. It does. To say they're not,
don't encourage him.
To say they're not great.
Please. Because eventually you're going to start agreeing. You know what? Maybe Danny Green was a top 10 shooting guard.
Well, you heard me say it. You heard me say it already.
He had a finals record for about 2 years. He had a finals record.
Oh my God! Before Steph came in, took it all away.
Yeah.
And 30 games, bro. By the time the career is over, Tatum's probably gonna have more 3-pointers than anybody in the league.
That's crazy.
More than Steph.
Well, they shoot 40.
Yeah, that's all they shoot. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Yeah. Hey, Derek White might catch up. Who knows?
Well, he's going too far.
I think Green was a volume shooter. He was a good volume shooter.
In San Antonio.
Yeah.
Just saying, the second he left, it was kind of like wishy-washy. Especially in LA, it was horrible.
Oh, LA, he was terrible. Especially
in Philly, it was bad too. But
all right, look at me. I am sweating like so much. I guess it's my time to go. I am like dying up in here.
Go enjoy the game, bro. Go get some beer.
Yeah, for sure. And then next week I'll be done. I'll see y'all later.
All right, brother.
All right, fellas. We were talking about it a while ago. Obviously, the playoffs is going. I wanted to ask. Obviously, I think for the most part, we've all enjoyed the playoffs this year. The playoffs have been pretty good, pretty close, very competitive. But the second round has been really plagued with injuries.
Yeah.
How are we feeling about the second round? We've obviously lost Steph. He should be back by game 6 if they can even get a game 6, which I don't think they will. Jimmy got hurt in game 2 of the series before. Who else is out? We lost Tatum yesterday with the Achilles. Dame, of course, was out with his Achilles in round 1. Spider hurt his ankle, but he's been playing. I don't even know if they won or lost. I haven't been able to catch up with the game. Anyone know? Yeah, no.
So I mean, we talk about it too. Like before,
Pacers are in the Eastern Conference Finals. They eliminated the Cavaliers. Darius Garland was out for a minute for first 2 games. Pacers are in the Eastern Conference.
We talked about it before, though. The teams that they usually make the finals are usually the ones that get lucky because they do play teams that get hurt. That's just a part of the game. I know Jebbies are like, oh, they played with Toronto, like they played a hurt team. So if you really do a deep dive on the Spurs too, like they've got lucky sometimes too. The ball rolled their way.
And that's the nature of the beast, bro.
It happens.
The way I think it's the way the seeding is set up. The seeding is set up in a way where you kind of, it's made for whoever gets that top seed to kind of have the easier road. Now, those guys that battle between it's 3 and 6, I think. Like those guys are like the 4 or 5 game, and then you got like the 5-6 game. Those games right there those are the make or break games where you really compete at.
Denver and Clippers went to 7.
But Jose, the year that they lost to Memphis, weren't you guys hurt?
We had Manu was hurting. I think he had a broken hand or a fractured hand.
Okay, and
that's about it. I don't think there was anyone else.
Okay, but it still made a difference, right?
It was enough for us. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so the year the Bulls lost to the 76ers, Derrick Rose turns. He goes down. That it happens, and that sometimes that you could have said that year.
Okay, but we're like
an easier road maybe because they didn't get to play Chicago because Chicago that year was 62-20.
Okay,
they would have been a better matchup.
Yeah,
but like for those years, like right, we're bringing up maybe one name, maybe 2 at but like right now, what I'm saying is we have we're having almost like a long list. We're having like a roster size injury.
Oh yeah,
injury list. That's what I mean. Like
I think this is
it's getting like worse, and it's like
Well,
what do y'all want? Y'all rest so much. Do y'all not since you're not, I guess, as active as the older guys or whatever? Is your body's like breaking down easier? What's your diet like? There's something going on. Like that's what I'm saying. That it's kind of for me, it's almost ruined the second round because obviously I love that Ant is winning and they're improving, but they haven't played well enough for me to be like super impressed. And I wish Steph was there to push him because I feel like if Steph was there, he's pushing these guys, his opponents, to want to play harder. That's why Houston played so hard when Steph and Jimmy were there.
Did you guys see the podcast with Ant? I forgot what it was. I forgot who he was with, but he was talking about how whenever he made it to the Western Conference Finals, he had literally no legs.
Yeah, he was tired. Yeah,
he was tired.
We talked about it last year.
Yeah, and like so, you said like, is it their diet? Their players that they're not used to it. Well, Ant wasn't used to it last year, and now he went into the offseason. He trained his body a little bit different. So
we're and it's one of those things where your body is conditioned. You talk about Ant, right? Let's talk about Ant. Your body is conditioned to play 82 games, or you go through. You're not conditioned to, but like those guys that are in like year 2 and 3, they're conditioned to play 82 games, right? You got somebody like Ant that comes in, has a crazy year, doesn't make the playoffs the first. Gets to the first round of the play-in or whatever the second year, and then you have that run in the third year where he goes the furthest he's ever been. Of course, and then you're playing against a team that has just won or was just previously in the finals. Like they already know how to operate their bodies. They know when to push, they know when to relax, they know when to sub, they know when to when to lean on your help and your players. Like he was the guy on that team, had to make every play. So of course, like I would believe him if he had a statement like that, like he had no legs, he couldn't do nothing. Yeah, because you're not built for that long haul. Like a lot of these teams are. Like when the Pacers get to when the Pacers be waiting on whoever comes out of this next round, you might see them play different because they're not conditioned for playing here. Like you might see them. I mean, granted, it's probably not going to be Boston. It's probably going to be the Knicks because the way what happened. But I mean, that series might be an even series just because. Now, when you look at somebody like Jokic and they go to the next round, it's going to be different for the Timberwolves if they make it out because they're conditioned to be there. Minnesota's not conditioned to be there. So it's going to it takes a little bit more when you're used to playing in that space as a veteran versus playing as like a year 2 or 3 guy, even if you are a superstar, because you can't do it by yourself. And like these injuries, man, these injuries are ugly, bro. But I do agree, Jose. I agree. I think it comes to the too much rest. Some of these guys don't really condition their bodies. Like, I'm not saying, and when I say condition, I'm not talking about just working out. I'm talking about how you feed yourself, like what your intake is. Like, are you weightlifting? Do you know what I'm saying? Do you do the whole nine? Some of these guys don't even do all of that stuff. Like some of these guys are just natural hoopers. They just get up and go.
What the fuck?
I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, I'm not gonna hate obviously the conference finals, right? Because it looks like we're gonna get Knicks and Pacers, and it's gonna be nice to see. What the fuck happened, Alex?
The Cubs just had a walk-off win.
No.
It was 4-2 in the ninth inning. I was like, "Fuck, we're losing to the Marlins," and then walk off.
I was gonna say it's gonna be nice to see like young teams, right? The Wolves versus the winner of Thunder and Nuggets. And on the other side, we got
OKC, man.
They're up. They're down right now by 2 points
2.
against the Nuggets. So, and then of course
you want to see OKC in
Minnesota.
Bro,
that'd be good.
We're gonna get a guaranteed new champion. Like you realize that, like Nuggets obviously just won a while ago, and Boston won last year. But like the next champion's either gonna be Pacers, Knicks, or Thunder or Wolves. Knicks haven't won in like 50, 60 years, and everyone else I think it'd be their first championship.
Now I want it for the competitive side of it. Like I think if Denver gets there, I mean I think they dog walk Minnesota. Like I don't think it's close.
I wouldn't say that because last year obviously that game though that series went to 7 between the two.
Yeah. But I think this is they're rolling, bro. Like Jokic, and the only reason I say that because the way they're playing, even with Jokic not having his greater performances, like he's been shooting like shit lately.
Yeah, he's averaging like 33%. The series.
And I mean, but they're still getting there. And the reason I say that, Jose, is because they're finding new ways to get it done. Like it's not just Murray, it's not just Jokic. It's like
they have the experience. They have the experience.
That's what I'm saying. So they're pulling on Porter. You're seeing Porter shoot better. You're seeing Braun get more easier layups. Fucking Aaron Gordon is now hitting pull-up threes, like isolation threes. Like they're finding new ways to get it done. And then I think the golden guy is Russell Westbrook, where he brings off the bench. Like, and I think that's what's really, you know what I'm saying? Like that's driving them even better. Because it's now you got somebody who can really run your second unit, and he's a freaking starter. So, and I'm not saying it's not gonna be that, but like, bro, like I don't think Minnesota's. I would much rather see Minnesota go youth for youth with OKC and watch them duke it out versus SGA versus a copy and paste of the Spurs versus the Minnesota. Because that's what I look at them like, bro. Like Jokic is like a versatile Duncan right now, man. Like that dude he's amazing.
See, I'm glad you finally turned it around because a few years ago you were upset when we were comparing the two.
Because I felt that was disrespectful, but I'm just
wait.
I'm gonna get that man's flowers.
You remember a few years ago, like he was getting mad that we were comparing like the Nuggets of 22 or 23 to like the Spurs of like 03 or 05. Remember he was getting upset about that? He thought it was disrespectful. I mean, you forgot what you had for breakfast yesterday. Anyways. But I'm glad that James is turning it around. I'm glad that he's finally seeing like, okay, you know what? There are similarities. There are comparisons, slow big man dominating the game. Multiple time MVP.
Controlling it, man. He controls everything. I've never seen somebody passed the ball into a guard and the guard passes it to the center to bring the ball up the court, bro. Ever. Like, that's crazy to me, man. And look
Only
at
in
this
high
ball
school.
movement.
Only in high school, right, where you get your 6'3" center.
Yeah. Like, dude, I was playing the
Trey-
4 and the 5
He's
in
like, I'm a point
at
guard?
Highlands. That was crazy to me, bro. I'm like, I'm not a center.
Yeah,
I'm a guard.
when I was in school, we had a center that was 6'4". He was good. I mean, obviously he's not a real center, but
Yeah.
like in high school, that's what you are if you're over 6 foot. You're a center.
Yep.
Bro.
I was the crazy
And-
thing about it was I had handles, so it wasn't like I couldn't do nothing with it. But
Yeah,
and then I was even when I went to go see the kids play this year. I think it was something Houston Bel Air. Their best player, I forgot where he's going. I think he's going D1, but their best player was bringing up the ball like that. And he was 6'4", 6'5", and I mean he was walking it up, crossing over people, calling for isolations, getting pick and rolls, having smaller people switch on him, and he would just dominate them, bro. It was crazy. So, but yeah. Shout out to all those teams that are still playing. Oh, good dime. And he missed it.
Well, let us see if the Thunder can make it happen, and then we get a fresh new champion, or the Nuggets can be the last team standing as with that championship pedigree. I'll tell you what, if the Nuggets make it to the finals, I don't care which team comes out the East. They're not that Eastern team is not beating the Nuggets.
I think Tom Thibodeau's defense probably gets a fighting chance.
You mean like Game 5 or Game 6?
No, I think it's taking 6 or 7. I mean, that's one guy that I want to for sure get his flowers. Tom Thibodeau.
Man, Tibbs got his flowers, bro. Like,
Well, you got to get past the Pacers first, to be honest.
The league,
Pacers have been putting in work,
but he's still playing like he's still at the old school mentality. Like every team he goes to, he's like that.
If that's the series we're gonna get, Knicks in 7.
Knicks against the Nuggets in 7?
No, I'm talking about if they play Indiana.
Oh, so now you believe in Jalen Brunson?
I'm not worried about him. I'm worried about people like Ant and Mikal Bridges and Mitch Robinson and you know what I'm saying?
OG Anunoby?
OG Hart. My boy Hart. You know what I'm saying?
No,
my boy Hart. He might be the wild.
Alex,
factor and end up being he might be the Andre Iguodala of the team.
Would it be a wild final series if it was Minnesota, New York, the two teams that traded for like the Nova boys and
we didn't think about that.
Dog,
how did that go over our head?
That would be crazy.
Because, you know what? Because I don't think we thought these at least like on Knicks side maybe they'd go this
far versus DiVincenzo versus a fam, dog.
And let's rewind it. Let's rewind it on the offseason when most of us in our panel were talking about how stupid Minnesota was and how stupid.
I still feel good about it.
And not even that, some of us still kind of feel like I think New York got like they did too much.
Yep.
You know,
I thought they did too much when they did 5 first-round picks for Mikal Bridges. That's what I thought they did too much.
Yeah, but it's paying off now.
Yeah,
we'll see, right? That's be crazy.
That's the finals I want to see now. I want to see Minnesota, New York.
That's
crazy. I just want to see if Ant gonna duck on Cat.
Oh, that's not even a question.
He's gonna say, "Oh God,
my nails."
You seen that video?
I hate his voice, bro.
Why you do that?
Dog. Oh my God, it's so annoying.
He always says, "Oh my God."
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's crazy, bro.
That's the final we'll see now.
He might enjoy it getting dunked on. I don't know.
He might put himself in that position. Put the balls in my face. Put the balls in my face.
And his girlfriend is a baddie too.
Yeah, man. She is.
You know,
I gotta be careful.
She's just a poster child.
The cover up.
Yeah, this is a cover up, bro. She's a token, just
Okay, I need you. We're going in public.
Dwight just left.
God,
Where I lay my wood at.
you saw that one? You saw that one? That was crazy, right?
That's wild, bro. Oh, man.
We're gonna get
Come
canceled.
on. Come on, Jose. Let's close this up, man. Let's go.
All right, fellas. Well, that was fun. That was a good time. There's good topics. I think we had good conversations about everything tonight. I mean, I think Jeff finally understands he needs to watch the videos that we send, before he starts criticizing
And then
evil.
I finally understand that I can never bring up the Spurs and Almighty Zeus and
You
these
crazy.
Greek gods. If I'm gonna bring them up, I must bring up the Spurs.
Hey, quick question. Of the spoiler games that y'all have seen, which ones are y'all excited for?
The Chiefs Broncos one on Christmas is gonna be fun.
That would be you know what? The Cowboys and Eagles week 1.
I predicted that. I got that shit right. I knew that shit was gonna happen, man.
I'm so hyped, bro. I'm so hyped.
Philly's so petty because I bet you they beg the NFL to be like, "Hey, I want them to see us unveil our banner."
That's the one because it's the first game of the season.
I predicted it,
and then 2, fucking rivals, and then what the offseason's been like for both teams.
And that's why I was like, okay, I can see we doing something. But I'm still kind of nervous, man. Like I said, I'm nervous of what our coaching staff is actually gonna put together, man. But I'm also not afraid now that we got somebody like George Pickens.
Tomorrow is the
schedule thing, the schedule release.
I'm gonna be on the People's Debate tomorrow talking about it. Did we talk about George Pickens on the pod yet?
No.
Yeah, we
or was that just a text thread?
I think we did last week to start start it.
Oh, I don't think I was on.
But. Yeah, I don't think you were on. I believe.
No, we spent the first half hour talking about Pop last week.
Yeah, we did because the very next day is whenever he got traded.
Yeah, we never
next
talked.
Right. You know what?
We haven't talked about Pickens to Dallas. We haven't talked about crashing out rentals.
I think it's a win.
We did because I had texted you the
yeah, it was just a text thread.
I posted your response to Rob's thing and Rob posted your picture of your post calling him a crash out, and I was like, well, what is this? And you was like, what, James? You like this? Yeah, that's it.
Hey,
the way Jose feels about the Cowboys is the same way I feel about the Spurs fans.
To be fair, I feel that about the fans for sure. But no, I mean, I don't dead ass. Okay, cool. Y'all traded for George Pickens, right? I know y'all really wanted a second weapon. You still can't stop the run. You still haven't paid Micah. I don't know what y'all doing.
Okay, so I will.
And you hired a terrible coach. Should have just kept the one you had before.
Yeah. So I will rebuttal with this because you are right. We did not address the run the way we needed to. Now, did we make some improving developments to our run defense? I believe we did. I think we took the youth of the guy that was there at a great edge rusher. We traded for, or no, we didn't trade for. We signed Kenneth Murray as a linebacker to help out. You still have Overshawn coming back. You have Damone Clark coming back. So we have sideline to sideline linebackers. And we also have the kid from Notre Dame that we drafted last year who played pretty decent. Now, I'm not sold on old-ass Eric Kendricks, but I love him as a veteran mentor. And then hopefully we can kind of – I don't know what we're going to do as far as the D-tackle goes because I don't know how they're using Mozzie Smith this year. And we still have Ozzy – I don't know how to say his last name, but we still have that kid. So are we running a different defense this year? Who knows? I don't know. But that is still a blaring and glaring issue that we got to fix. Else we're going to look like Swiss cheese again this season. But offensively, giving up a pick for some guy who ain't did shit in Mingo, and then letting Brandon Cooks walk, and then bringing in George Pickens, that is a great answer to our offense. We drafted 2 good running backs, I believe. I'm banking on it. I think Phil Maffa is pretty good of a stud. Alex can probably let the world know who he is because some of y'all don't watch football. He was a stud at Clemson before the injury. That's probably why he fell so
Well,
low.
if he's as good as you say, let's hope that Dallas isn't stupid enough to cut him.
Yes. And then we got Jordan Blue, so I think we're good there. And we got vet help with Miles Sanders. And we got another young guy coming off a bad injury, so
Jaden
hopefully
Blue.
he can be a
Jaden
stud
Blue.
too. So my thing is, I think Pickens is a good deal. This is a chance for him to prove himself, a chance for him to get the contract that he wants if he balls out like that. But like you said, we do still got to pay Micah. So how this going to work out, I don't know. But hey, look, saying you're going all in and not making a fucking move versus not saying you're going all in and you make a plethora of moves, I'm okay here. So, hey, let's see what the $60 million man can do and if he can use what he has, because I think now we got the best 1-2 punch in the division. I'm putting us over.
The
I'm
fuck?
going over AJ Brown.
The hell no.
I'm
Hell
going over
no.
AJ Brown and Devontae Smith.
Hell
I'm calling it now.
Hell
Put that
no.
on the books.
No.
Let's
No.
bet. Let's
No.
bet my boys. Let's bet my boys
hell
are the
no.
leading receivers
Hell
for the
no.
division. Let's go.
I
Let's put it out there.
I could see that.
Well, no shit. They have no run game.
No,
Well, yeah.
no,
Shit.
no, backtrack now. Versus Debo.
They're still not better
T-Mac.
than AJ Brown and Devontae Smith.
Look,
Ooh.
versus Debo and T-Mac. Versus
I don't care about
Brown
Debo and T-Mac.
and Devontae.
I have them under the crash out and Lamb.
Neighbors. Who Neighbors got? Neighbors don't even got nobody.
Wandale Robinson, Darius Slayton, it doesn't matter. Insert fucking bum there.
That's not my fault they didn't draft nobody. Pickens was available for them too.
Hey, so you think, Jose, do you think AJ Brown is like way over
Top
the top
four.
better?
I think he's top 4.
You think he's better than CD?
Yes.
That's crazy.
That's
right.
That's what I'm saying.
What?
Hey, look, I'm putting it out there. I'm putting it out there. AJ Brown is a dog. He is a dog.
Yeah, he's
good.
As
a complete receiver,
that's what I'm
CD
saying.
got him beat.
Yeah.
I think CD.
I don't think he's got the hands. I think he's still got Butterfinger hands compared to
Yeah,
AJ Brown.
Okay,
Yeah,
and AJ Brown can't run every round.
Look.
Yeah, but he's gonna catch the damn ball still.
I'm just saying, like, as far as like James said, being a complete receiver, I 100% agree. I think CD Lamb's more of a complete receiver than AJ Brown.
And look,
AJ Brown is just
right here.
He's a bigger one,
right here.
and he can block better.
And
than
Devontae Smith is a dog. To come in like he did, undersized, and to develop as quick as he did, he showed his ass. I promise you. Because I know a lot of people that want to take him or Jalen Waddle because they thought they were just straight runners. But Devontae was different. But I will say this. Please, don't fucking put a stain on George Pickens like he, outside of all of the crashing out, he's not a great route running receiver.
Dude,
like,
okay, but if we're talking about legitimately all around everything player that will do everything for you, no, because see, you only like it when it benefits your guys. You don't want to.
I'm not because it doesn't benefit. It doesn't prove nothing. I'm
James,
saying,
hold on.
No, wait,
James.
look. I'm saying we're gonna be good, but that don't mean he's not gonna go out there and be shit. He can go out there and lay an egg, and I look like a fucking fool. I'm just saying, I know the talent that he has.
My point is, I'm asking you to be a dog for me in every play. That means even the plays that is not designed for you. When I'm asking you to block and do something, be a team player. George Pickens ain't doing that.
Okay,
he's not being that guy.
He has a chance to resurface his career.
Why are we acting like who's gonna mentor him there? I really want to. If he didn't get it from Tomlin in Pittsburgh, why do you think it's gonna happen in Dallas?
Because he want to get paid. His career is
going to get paid in Pittsburgh too. It doesn't matter.
His career is possibly going to be over.
History shows
he didn't trust the QB room.
Because according to the Dallas fans, he should trust this QB room.
Why not?
Because Dallas fans don't like their QB.
Regardless of Dak sucked the way everybody thinks he sucks, he's still putting that bitch in the air for 400 to 500 yards a game. So he's gonna touch the ball.
Well, that's not. That's. I mean, no. Right. Whatever. I'm not even gonna go there. You're crazy.
Oh, okay,
Hey.
3 to 4. Golly, Jesus Christ! Now put some sauce on it.
500 fucking yards.
So like, I'm gonna if if CD Lamb had the kind of year AJ did where he didn't get the ball some of the times, right? And a lot of people didn't really like say nothing about about AJ. We just knew like it was the system or whatever. But I guarantee it, if it was the other way around, because they're Dallas, people would be shitting bricks on CD Lamb.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And
they did the same thing to Miles Austin in Dez Bryant.
I mean, I don't. I think it comes with putting a star in your helmet, but we got to critique the players the same way.
Is there nothing wrong in saying like I think CD Lamb is a top 5 wide receiver? There's nothing wrong.
That's your. No, it's not because it's your opinion, but I'm just saying like in my opinion, I feel like CD
because I know people that think he's more closer to 10 than he is closer to 5. Yeah. Like dead ass, I'm not kidding. Because
that's crazy, bro. Oh my
because
God,
there's people
crazy.
That say, well, what does he do better than Scary Terry? They say that about CD Lamb because Scary Terry is an underrated wide receiver. There's people that really say CD Lamb doesn't have all it. All he has is basically the targets. He doesn't do anything better than the top guys. There's people that think that.
So that's crazy though, because like the same thing that you compare them to, and then
I disagree, by the way.
Go ahead. No, I know, but I'm saying like then they make the argument that AJ Brown is better than CD because he's bigger. Okay, then you can make the argument that CD is better than Terry because he's bigger, right? I'm like that doesn't make sense to me. Like so, like
my thing is this to whomever is saying this, to me is asinine because to know that I'm getting more touches means I'm seeing more attention, and to get more attention and to still be getting more touches and receptions and yards and touchdowns, how am I not better than a guy that barely sees the ball 3 to 5 times a game, that maybe barely scores, or if he does score a touchdown, he's not eclipsing 100 yards? That's dumb to say that he's at fault for receiving the ball.
I agree. I don't think CeeDee Lamb's at fault for because he hit in his organization. He's had a stable quarterback, right? Versus Terry, who until maybe now has never had stability.
But we could also say that's not an excuse because look at what DeAndre Hopkins did. Was his situation not just as worse?
Yeah, I mean he never had a good consistency.
And he still turned up. That's what I'm saying. So you can't use that as a crutch. And I'm not saying it's Scary Terry's fault.
Well,
but he's been in a situation where he's had to face the adversity of losing players, coaches, quarterbacks, all that. And he's still a star player. If you know, you know. But my thing is this: you can't penalize CeeDee Lamb for receiving the ball and still being covered and guarded by the best and still turning out. Because you can say the same thing for fucking St. Brown. Jared Goff don't look at nobody else but him. And he still receives the ball. So it's just like, bruh.
So let me just give y'all some numbers to compare. So as far as receptions all time between the two, it's obviously CeeDee Lamb. He's up by like 36 more receptions. When it comes to all time yardage, it's actually Scary Terry, but like 40 yards. As far as averaging yards per catch, it's Terry. That just means he catches the long ball.
He's a deep threat. He's faster. He only runs straight.
He's a big deep threat. And they're actually both tied with the amount of touchdowns. They're both at 38 touchdowns for their career. And also, as another note, Terry's been in the league 1 year longer. So just want to throw all that out there. Like
And
the
did
conversation, the
Scary
conversation.
Terry play with a number one receiver?
No, he never played with a number one receiver.
Exactly.
He was always the guy.
Exactly. So if you factor in the fact that he has the same stats and he played alongside Amari Cooper versus a guy that came in and it immediately had the spot. Come on, man, it's crazy. And it's no
Well, I get
slouch on Scary Terry. It's
no,
just that
and I
CeeDee
agree.
Lamb is a more complete receiver.
Yeah, when we do wide
complete-
receiver rankings, y'all know I put Terry up there sometimes in top 10 because I think he's that good.
Yeah, but it's no for me to call somebody a complete receiver versus saying the other one is a more of a big body receiver or a jump ball guy or just a taller guy. That's no slouch. A complete receiver is just this man can run a whole route tree, and he don't need just one ability to do so. Like
So
you can't say that for Tyreek Hill.
Well, one of the arguments, James, was who has better route running, who's got the better vertical, who's got the better slant, who's got the better girl, all that stuff. Between the two, who do y'all got?
Between Scary Terry and CD,
yes.
I'm giving it to CD.
Yeah, I'll give it to CD.
Okay, who's got better hands?
I'm going CD again.
I'll go CD.
Even though we've discussed that CD is more Butterfingers, you think you got
if you look up drops, I'm pretty sure their drops is not too far off from each other. I'm going when
I don't think Terry's drop rate is. You just got to remember his quarterback situation was crazy. So I don't know if
man, stop putting the crunch on it. If he got a drop.
Okay, but I'm saying no. Like I'm saying like what's stupid because here's and Alex, you know this. Sometimes in the stats it's skewed. Sometimes it's that he doesn't even have to touch the ball and he still counted as a drop.
Oh, because even if it's in his hands, I think if it's in his hands and
like for me, it's
the
corner bats it out of the
way. If you ask me, what does Scary Terry do better than CD Lamb? I'm gonna tell you, speed. That's it. Nothing else. When it comes to route running, it's CD. For me, when it comes to
CD Lamb has 35 drops in his career. Terry has 24, so it's 11 drops difference.
So here's the thing. Okay, so who you're the GM, Jose? Who you picking in your pick? You're picking Scary Terry or CD?
I'm taking the bigger wide receiver between the two. Honestly, I'm taking CD Lamb.
Okay, yeah, I mean
he's got a great route running tree. He most likely beat you one-on-ones. I'm taking Scary. Like I'm not taking Scary Terry. I'm taking CD Lamb. Like I said, I
know it wasn't you didn't bring it up.
No. I'm just relaying the message out there because there's people that believe that, and but for me, it's like because that in a way I still argue it with AJ Brown. I think AJ Brown is the better receiver. Like we have this in sports. We have always like a topic about who's the better all around player. What would you be more interested in? Like for example, some people will take Ant over Luka. I'll still take Luka over Ant, but that's me. Because I think his offensive presence, what he does in the game is one of a kind. Whatever. Yeah. Like it's tough to beat. But I understand Ant, right? Because he's all around. This is the same way people make the conversation. Well, I think Lamb is better than Brown, or Terry's better than Lamb, and stuff like that. I get the dynamics, but I don't think people always attribute the impact that those players do because AJ Brown was already great with Ryan Tannehill. Yeah. As his quarterback in Tennessee. And there's a reason why Philly was willing to give up a first-round pick for him. Yeah. CD Lamb is great. I think, and I think if Dallas was putting him up there, you'd see a first or second-round pick given up for him. Yeah. Terry's that talented. I think he's been offered to get traded for a first-round pick. But there's levels to it. And, I get it. Like, he got Jaden Daniels this year. Jaden Daniels has been the best quarterback for Washington since – Kirk Cousins, right? I guess that's the farthest we can go out.
I'm going RG3.
Yeah, but healthy and consistent. You know what I mean? Like that's what I mean. RG3 had 1 year and sadly went down. So it was Kirk. You like that? No. So but like when I looked at the numbers and everything, the game plan still didn't change. They didn't add more volume to Terry. They didn't throw it more to him any different than the previous years. It was basically the same thing. And it's not to say that teams aren't covering. Obviously teams are covering Terry, but The same thing with Lamb. Everyone knows it's going to be Lamb or no one because ESPN brought up a great stat last week when they traded for Pickens. In the last 2 years, Lamb had 2,000 more yards than the next guy, and that was Brandon Cooks. As far as the last 2 years, as far as receptions, he had 2,000 more yards than the next guy. So, I mean, obviously he's getting more volume, but he's working with it. Like he's doing his shit. And to be fair, like I get it, James. You don't like the argument that Terry hasn't had a consistent quarterback. I brought up, you know what? Dak's been hurt every other year. CeeDee's not getting consistency every year. He has Dak, then he has Rush, then he has Dak, and then he has insert bum. So like Lamb in his 5 years has never had a consistent quarterback himself. To be fair, but I get it because he got the most targets 2 years ago, and he got the most yards 2 years ago. That people want to bring him down for it, but I don't think that's a fair case because Terry's talented. But you know, if they really wanted to, if they really believe, they throw it to him a lot more too. But
if they ramped it up, but that's what I'm saying, and it's all in. We do this as fans. We compare guys to other guys to discredit guys that we favor more. Like I said, I'm not saying AJ Brown is a slouch, nor is Scary Terry. These are guys that I would take if I'm a GM and I want these guys, I would take a big body guy like AJ Brown to pair with a CeeDee Lamb because you need the versatility. You need somebody who can operate the route running. Then you need somebody who can bang in the red zone. That I mean, if I'm going for a jump ball and I need a guy to use his body, shit, you know, you might want to go with AJ Brown. You might want to go with a Mike Evans. But then when you got to get him, you need a guy that can get in and out of routes on third and shorts or, you know, on the goal line who, you know, got a little wiggle to him. They got good footwork. You might want a Jamar Chase. You might want a CeeDee Lamb. Hell, you might want Devontae Adams. You want somebody like you need versatile receivers. Not every receiver on your team should look alike. Like I don't want Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, and you know I can't think of another speedy receiver or Xavier Worthy. I don't need all that speed on the field at the same time. Like because
I don't know the Chiefs will take all the speed. The Chiefs will take all the speed.
Well, I know they will, but it didn't work out for them that way. You know, I mean all the time, but you know it did a couple of times. So. But I mean, it's just as a GM, it's all in, or as a fan, it's all in preference. Like, and I'm not saying CeeDee is better than everybody because there's guys that are better than CeeDee that I'll take. You know, I like a Jamar Chase over a CeeDee Lamb. That's me. I'm gonna take a Jefferson over CeeDee Lamb. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like there are other guys, but in my preference, you know what I'm saying? That's just that.
Yeah. Well, I still got Dallas, the third team from the NFC East. So we'll see. Maybe the dynamic of the crash out and Lamb will be big enough to move y'all up the ladder. I mean, it's gonna be a real telling that first week 1 game against Philly. That's gonna be a lot of fun.
I think it's damn if you don't. Yeah, no, like check it out. I don't think it's a win-win for Cowboys fans or Cowboys either way, because if they win, I already know what's gonna happen. They're gonna be like, it's week 1, calm down.
Hey, if we win, y'all already know what I'm coming on here doing.
No, but
we're not doing a pod that week.
Let's be serious. So like if they do happen to win, we already know what's gonna happen. Like they're gonna say it's week 1. And if they lose, they're gonna come. They're like, I told you so. I told you so. So you can't win no matter what.
You're damned if you do. You're damned if you don't.
Yeah. If you don't make the playoffs, you're damned.
Nah, I mean it's just same old us. If we don't make the playoffs,
you're still damned.
No, man. Seriously, in all seriousness, Giannis is Dub's dreams target. Whoa, that's crazy.
Cool.
No, but in all seriousness, man, like if we, like, dude, I told you, I got this season being a down season for us. Just because the fact that we didn't really add what we needed to stop the run. But I hope I'm wrong. You know what I mean? Like I would love to see us compete and really make a run for it and do something in the playoffs other than just playing in the wild card. Like I want to see us go a little further. So hopefully, man, we can strike gold with some of these rookies and just have a magical run. I mean, it don't got to be the perfect season. I'm not saying I want us to go like 12-4, or you know what I'm saying, 13-3. But Like, I just want us to make a playoff push and make a run for it. Because, I mean, the talent's there, man. Like, we got pieces. So, it's just, I don't favor our coaching.
I don't
And
favor your run game. I don't favor your
I
defensive
favor our run game,
tackle.
man. I really think we can. I think we really struck gold with Jaden Blue. It's just a matter of how great will our line hold up versus certain teams.
Dude.
One being a Philadelphia team.
Texas always produces fucking good running backs.
No, and that's what I'm saying. And I think for us to be able to grab him, he's not a big body type of guy. He's one of those shiftier ones. And I don't think we've really had somebody like this since what?
Zeke.
Well, Zeke too, but Zeke was more of a bruiser to me, man. Like, 'cause Zeke wasn't fast, dog.
Oh, but he was shifty. He could make
was
people
shifty
miss.
for sure. But I mean, like, I think Felix Jones was the last guy that we had that was like, had a little wiggle to him. But he had power too. And Jaden Blue has a little bit of that power to him, bro. So like, I mean, he is a little guy, but
it's an easy job to win because it's Miles Sanders and Javonte Williams. It should be an easy job to win. You would think.
I'm just saying, I want him and Mafa on the roster. That's all I care about.
I'm gonna say right now, if he can't beat them out, then we ain't talking no more about Jaden Blue. I'm just saying he's got to be able.
Jaden Blue's on the roster for sure.
I'm not saying he's on the roster, but I'm saying like in depth chart, he better be RB1. I'm saying he has no excuse. Respectfully, he has no excuse not to beat out Miles Sanders and Javonte Williams.
Yeah,
one's old and the other one's crippled.
So
I think Javonte might actually be the starter.
We'll see. My dream team, Dallas Cowboys.
We got all summer and all fall, all winter the disrespected Cowboys. Guys, thank y'all for coming in and saying.
I can't hear you. I can't hear you.
I don't know.
Oh.
So he just leaves. Man. Alex, good episode? You think?
Yeah, man. We touched pretty much. We touched baseball. We touched basketball. We touched football. Some of the three sports that.
The Holy Trinity of sports?
Yeah.
Yeah, a good time. Good time. Definitely for sure. Oh, he's back. Oh, partially. Oh, flipping a coin. Oh,
there we go. Yep.
Andale. All right, bet. Now I was saying good shit tonight. I think we had good conversations everywhere around. I'm glad I'm glad I remembered to bring up Pickens because I knew we were missing something. So I'm glad we were able to get that there.
Yeah.
We definitely got all the rest of the year long to talk trash about the Cowboys. Don't worry, James. We'll be doing a lot more than that. It's a yearly thing, brother. It's a tradition at this point. I'm glad Alex's Cubbies won. I mean, they're the Chicago team that's running the town right now.
Yeah, all the other Chicago teams don't know how to fucking
Hey,
win.
bro, I'm low key, bro. Not even hyping it, bro. I'm excited for year 2 with Caleb Williams. I just want to see him ball out, bro.
I think Alex wants to see him ball out too before he.
No, hold on. Before we go, fucking Trey's are like, I found your burner account, and like, I was like, I was gonna tell him. To be fair, I think Jose's more of a Caleb Williams fan than I am.
Hello.
And then right after that, I saw he posted that thing with the fucking Spurs, and then like right below that, because I checked it, it was like another fucking fandom of the Spurs, but like, oh, we could get Giannis, and then we could still get KD. And I was gonna fucking put in the thread and be like, look, Trey. But I was like, nah, never mind. I don't want to hurt your feelings.
I don't want KD. I don't get that. Get that talk out of here. I don't want that.
And I was gonna put maybe fucking sign Michael Jordan and Kobe and all that. That's when I was gonna say that.
Get Sammy Sosa, Mark McGuire, Barry Bonds. We'll get Jokic as well. We'll get everybody. James is like, what the fuck's going on?
No, I'm serious, man. Like, trust me, bro. I would love to grab him, bro. Pause. But like, I just, I'm
gonna see you Saturday. You better not be grabbing me, okay?
Y'all going
to the party?
To Chase party?
Yeah.
Man, I was thinking about going, but I don't know how far is it. I didn't even check.
It's farther than going to my house.
So, yeah, that's what I thought it was, but I'm gonna go because Addison, he loves monster trucks.
Julian's gonna be there. Go. Yeah, all of us will be there.
Yeah, I'll see if we go. Jasmine's up too.
You don't have to bring her.
Dude, that's an hour drive. I needed to help me drive. That's a fucking trip to Disney.
But I have to go to y'all's place, huh? See, that's why I stay home because I don't get one day off.
Yeah, that's true.
All right, guys. Well, I hope we see everybody on Saturday. Obviously, minus Moko because he has no kids. But guys, thank y'all for tuning in. Thank you for enjoying the fun. Hope you enjoyed the conversations, whether it was the Pickens entering Dallas, CeeDee Lamb, Scary Terry debate, the playoffs going crazy right now. I still can't believe the Pacers are in the conference finals. I can't believe we might see Knicks versus Wolves in the finals. The Giannis talk, the Cooper Flag talk, Dallas, all that good stuff. Pete Rose made the podcast, guys. Guys, thank you for watching. For Jeff, D. Lujan, for Happy, James, for Alex de la Cruz, who's still a bobblehead because he just refuses to lower the camera. God damn. I almost said Garza. We are Puro Pinche Sports. It's too late now. We are out.
I'm not trying to show my guns out, bro.
I want you to.